This presentation is copyright Neversink Media Group and may not be recorded or otherwise distributed without the express written consent of the owner of the broadcast.
The following is a special presentation of Wall Radio Sports in cooperation with the Middletown High School Athletic Department. Wall Radio is proud to present Middies football. Now, the countdown to kickoff. Let's go to the field with DJ McPhereson.
It's Saturday, September 9th, and we are live at Fowler Field in Middletown, New York, for what is known as the Autumn Jewel of Orange County. It's time for Middy Bears football, and we are here for another exciting season for Section 9 supremacy. Alongside the legend, Lou Masci, I'm DJ McPhereson, the voice of the Middy Bears, and the wizard, Gavin Burt, is with us in studio, and we thank you for joining us for another edition of Middletown High School football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program. Starting off today, we're going to look at a bit of an overcast, but it's in the mid to high 70s. Still some great early fall weather for football today here as the Fowler faithful are packing it in. And we welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting season of Middletown football where your Middy Bears will open the season here at home against the Goshen Gladiators. Let's begin and take it back to the end of last year. The Middies ended the season with another unfortunate loss in the house of our biggest rival, the Newburgh Goldbacks. A loss that was tough to swallow for this team and this community that watched a remarkable group of seniors overcome so much throughout the year and still persevere to make it back to the playoffs for a third consecutive year. From an 0-4 start to a 5-1 finish, the Middies fought through injuries, QB changes, COVID regulations, all which changed the face of their rosters, but never the focus of this team. That spirit, resiliency, and fight is a reflection of their coaching staff, led by the one and only Tim Strenfield. Now in his 7th season as the leader of this team, Coach Strenfield's passion, direction, and love for his players has led him to be one of the more, if not the most, successful coach in the last 25 years for Middletown football. Changes to the roster earlier in the season have not discouraged Middletown or caused them to second-guess the process and the plan laid out by Strenfield and his staff. On the other side today, we have the Goshen Gladiators. They're coming into this game 0-1 after a tough loss to Mahopac last week in Week 0. A game that didn't get any offense going until the 4th quarter, and by that time it was clearly late as they suffered a 21-point loss, 31-10, in favor of the Mahopac Indians. Coach Steffens, and Coach St. Lawrence have to refocus and energize this team to keep them from falling to 0-2 and finding themselves at the bottom of the division. Not an easy task going against a Middletown team that is rich with upperclassmen experience, 22 seniors on this team returning this year to be exact. Stephen Moncheri, Sierra DeGiorgio, Caden Blackman, Giovanni Bauernfield are now seniors and ready to make history before they finish their journey as student athletes here at MHS. There is pressure riding on their shoulders this year, but pressure busts pipes, and these Middies are ready for the challenge. The challenge to have another winning record, the challenge to bring the bell back to MHS, and the challenge to finish the job by winning the division, Section 9, and make it to Syracuse for the state championship tournament, and I can't wait. So much to go into before we get into action today. It's week 1 of the 2023 season. The Fowler faithful are filling the bleachers, so if you plan on coming down to MHS, see opening week action, come on now so you can get yourself a seat. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have the return of the one and only here with me today, Lou Masci, who will be joining us for an exciting season of Middy Bears football. And when we come back, we'll talk about the Middies' keys to the game, a conversation I had with Coach Strenfield, and more. It's DJ, it's Lou, and all of you to start the season. You're listening to Middletown football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Driving while impaired has serious consequences. In 2021, 10,147 alcohol and drug-related crashes occurred, while more than 9 people per day were arrested for impaired driving in New York State. If you feel different, you drive different. Before you go out, always have a plan to get home safe. A message brought to you by Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ADAC through Stop DWI.
Great service, great staff. great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back at Fowler Field, DJ McPhereson, voice of the Middies Bears, along here with the legend Lou Masci. We are 23 minutes here till kicking off the 2023 season here with the Middies Bears. And like I said, I am very honored to be here along this season. The legend, my guy, Lou Masci. Lou, we are in here. It's a great way to start the season. Thanks for doing this with us.
Oh, man, I'm loving this. When Kevin gave the call to come back to Wall, it was a no-brainer to say yes. Brings back memories of the 90s. And when I worked with the late, great John Moultrie, and boy, that man taught me so much, God bless him. But I am so excited to see football, and I'm excited that we can still wear short-sleeve shirts.
Absolutely.
The weather here is, it's going to be hot for the players, so one of the keys for both teams is to stay hydrated because it is humid out. I don't think it's going to rain today. As you said earlier, DJ, and we were talking during the break, it's not supposed to rain till later.
Right.
So I hope that doesn't discourage people from coming out and supporting their Middies Bears today. But I'm looking at both rosters and basing it off of last year. We'll start with Middletown. If I'm comparing Middletown last year to a pro franchise, I'm comparing them to the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Very slow start, 0-4.
Absolutely.
Lions started out 1-6, and then all of a sudden, they got one good quality win, and things started to take off.
Absolutely.
And that's a credit to Coach Strenfeld, and it's also a credit to the players for not giving up and continuing to buy into his system and buy into his philosophies.
Absolutely.
And I think they're going to carry that momentum into this opener today. And Middletown, in my opinion, DJ, is the more athletic team. I think they're the deeper team. But I think the keys for them today is avoid silly penalties because they're going to be playing with some emotion. Opening day, who wouldn't? I feel pumped up just being here in the booth with you. I could just imagine how the kids are going to feel today. It's amazing. And just don't turn the ball over. Take care of the football. Keep your emotions in check. And if they do that, I think they're going to be in great shape. For Goshen, they came off a loss last week where you had said the offense took almost the whole game to get going.
Right.
If I'm Goshen today, if I'm Coach Steffen, if I win the toss, I'm not deferring. I'm receiving. I want to set my stamp on this game early by getting at least a couple of first downs, getting my guys some confidence on offense, because for this particular game, in my opinion, the closer it is, advantage Goshen. If Middletown can get off to a quick 14-0 lead, I think they're going to be just fine and they're going to cruise.
No, absolutely. I see the same way you do, Lou, and we spoke about it before the break. Definitely talent is in the favor for Middletown here today. And, one thing, you talked about, it's a credit to Coach Strenfeld. I absolutely agree with you. One thing, though, and when I spoke with Coach Strenfeld a few days ago, he did a lot of traveling this summer, and it's great. He's a family man. You got to get out there. He's got kids that are getting older now. You want to spend as much time with them as you can, especially for a guy who's so hands-on, not just as an educator, but as a coach here and an influence in this community for these kids. But, one thing he spoke about was just how great it was to have this great group of assistant coaches that were handling things and being there with the kids all of this time that he was traveling with his family this summer. So, he's got the Conklin brothers, he's got Coach Lichtenstein and so many more guys. That is a great coaching group. And all of that is still a credit to your head coach. I mean, because the coaches, your assistant coaches, Lou, they coach the players, and the head coach, he coaches the coaches. So when you see that much involvement and that much stewardship over the players, even when the head coach isn't there, that's still a credit to the head coach that he has put so much into his staff that they're not missing a beat all summer long, even when Coach Strenfeld Phil is out having a great time camping and traveling, enjoying his family time. So I like to see that it's just a united group. These guys are just fortified on every level, from coaching down to the players. These guys play different sports. They're on other teams together. We see a lot of these linemen, they're on the wrestling team together. We'll talk more about that and how it created a kinship with Joseph Royal. We see other guys on track and other sports, basketball players. Well, I think we got 4 guys from the team who are on the basketball team as well, too. So there is just such a camaraderie, and it reminds me a lot of what we saw with that big senior group 2 years ago.
Yes.
And last year we know they got young again. They let a lot of the youth came in, and here we are again with a lot of upperclassmen. I think we're going to see something spectacular with how they play together. How well they play together is going to be a real testament to the coaching, to how great they communicate, to the friendship, everything on this team. I don't want to keep going on about it.
No, I agree with you. And to piggyback off of what you're saying, my principal at Presidential Park Elementary right here in Middletown, of course, shout out to Sue Short, she's the best.
There you go.
She always tells us during our opening faculty meetings every year, it takes a village.
Right.
And what you just described is perfect for that saying, because you want to build that family culture in your locker room. You want to build that family culture outside of your locker room. And the fact that a lot of these guys play other sports together and do other activities together, that really says a lot with the solidification of how unified this group is. And if this team can stay healthy this year, I think they're going to make a deep run into the Section 9 playoffs. I really do. I don't think it's going to be one and out for these guys. And having 22 seniors on your team, what head coach would not pay to have that?
Absolutely.
22? If you have 10 seniors on your team, that's remarkable. The fact that these guys have 22 seniors to coach, they can be leaders on the field. And if people don't think senior leadership is big, then you're sadly mistaken.
Big time.
Because younger players get a little more emotional.
Right.
They get too high when things are going great, too low when things aren't going great. The seniors on this team will be the biggest factors, not only with leadership on the field, but leadership with, hey, you're going to go through some adversity in a season. Every team does, but you're also going to go through some highs. Keep that emotional balance. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself, both physically and in the classroom. And I think this team's going to be really, really fun to watch.
Absolutely, Lou. And health is wealth, and we're looking at an abundance of health this year. Like you said, I just want to chime in on that. Experience and leadership, they're just two things that, it's priceless to have that on your team, especially in such abundance. 22 senior leaders on this team. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about their 8th grade quarterback who has come and had some more experience and leadership of his own this year, JoJo Royale, one of the fan favorites here in Middletown football. But we have 16 minutes to go before we come into game time here. The teams are going back to the tunnel. The cheerleaders are out here getting warmed up. We still have more great fans, friends, and family filling the stands here at Fowler Field. It is week 1 here at MHS, and we are ready to go. We're going to be right back after a quick break. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team, and right now they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe, reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
So, Benjamin, what seems to be the problem?
I need you to unhinge my jaw.
I'm sorry, uncinch your bra?
No, I need you to unhinge my jaw.
He had one of those deliciously huge deli sandwiches from Shortstop Deli on East Main Street in Middletown.
Oh, unhinge your jaw. Got it, okay. Those are tasty.
Got a huge hunger? You need Shortstop Deli, open every day, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everything is served fast and fresh by Russ and the gang. Shortstop Deli, Shutt Road and East Main in Middletown.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. It is DJ McPhereson here alongside Lou Masci. Couldn't be happier to be joined by him here to start the season. We are 14 minutes to go here till we kick off the 2023 season of Middletown football at Fowler, playing at home today against the Goshen Gladiators. And Lou, before we went to commercial just a moment ago, excuse me. Just a
I'll be doing that too.
Beginning of the year. I got to get it out.
Opening day.
Get it out.
Right. It's the beginning of the season for us too.
That's it, yes. So while we were here, what I was talking about a moment ago, we hinted on how great these guys get together and, how gelled they are as a unit. One of the things, we talked about on break, how successful they had a sleepaway camp earlier this year in Port Jervis at Camp Huguenot. Coach Conklin, shout out to Coach Conklin who orchestrated that. He has a family member who works at the camp. They tried to go to another camp. It had unfortunately closed down. They had Camp Huguenot down in Port Jervis where Coach Conklin is from. He said, hey, listen, we have a space. Let's get these guys in there. And I mean, according to Coach Strenfield, they really rocked it. They got in there. These guys were learning. They were gelling. And by the end of that thing, he said that they were playing flawlessly together. I mean, if there's one thing that gives you just a spark of unbridled optimism going into this year, it's the fact that the coach said these guys are playing flawlessly before we even start the season, Lou.
It is very rare that a coach ever uses the word flawless in terms of player performance. That's right. For sure. So to hear that, it really has to grab your attention as both a broadcaster in our shoes and just as a fan of the Middy Bears. I'm excited. And I think that it's so great that these kids now have all these opportunities. Football season doesn't just end in November, December now. It is a continuous thing where they're training in the wintertime. As you just said, going to camp in Huguenot during the summertime before they start practicing here. I mean, it's just a terrific way to keep your skill set on that high level on the bar.
Right.
And kudos to the coaches. I think reflecting back to last year, the game that stands out to me as a fan before I was lucky enough to join you in the booth was the Port Jervis game here last year. Middletown had a decent lead in the first half as I was listening to you and Norris. Of course, shout out to Norris Gibson, one of my former students back in the day, great guy. And then everything unraveled in the second half for them from the middle of the third quarter on. When you talk about senior leadership, and I'm not only using the Port game because it was the Bell game, but even if it was against Newburgh, Monroe, Woodbury, Pine Bush, all your rival schools, that's a learning experience these seniors can teach to the younger guys, especially the guys that just joined the team.
Right.
And that's something that they can put in their back pocket when they go down 84 West later on in the year.
Right.
And for other big games. Look at how talented Newburgh always is. That's always a dogfight. Monroe Woodbury usually has a stellar program.
Big time.
Pine Bush is no slouch.
Right.
So you're going to be facing some tough competition all year round. There's none of these gimme games. But when you do have a game, when you do have more talent than the opposition, and you're deeper, as the rosters show, those are the games you have to have.
Right.
So today has got to be one of those games where the Middy Bears say, okay, we're not going to put pressure on ourselves, but we know we have to execute, and this is a game we should win. And that's, again, where the senior leadership comes in. Hey, we're playing a team that's not as strong as us on paper, but we got to go perform on the field.
Absolutely.
And that's where that family thing that you're talking about and the camaraderie in camp really should shine in games such as today, and, of course, when they're playing competition in the division.
And we're going to see a lot of that as here comes Middletown now. As you can hear some of the crowd getting a little rowdy out here. Guys are stomping and clapping their hands. You see Middletown, they have the Middy Bears flag right next to Old Glory, the American flag, red, white, and blue, as they come out of the tunnel, and they are cheered on here by the Fowler faithful. You know, let's talk about that great senior leadership really quick for a second. Senior captains for the year. Stephen Monchery, of course, he's a stellar athlete, not just here in football. He made it to states for wrestling. I mean, he is an incredible young kid. He's great in the classroom. I believe he's over a 3.5 GPA. Wow. Stephen Monchery is everything you want on your team. He's that type of leader. Stephen Monchery, GOB. We got Ramir Bradley, and this week, a junior is Joe Mann. He was the off-season captain. He's the backup quarterback, and Coach Strenfield talked about, and I think this is great in incorporating other guys who aren't seniors. Every week, they're going to have a non-senior captain, somebody else who is sticking out, whether it was in the weeks before performance at the last game, it was just getting ready for the game throughout the week. They are taking an underclassman, and they are giving him the title of captain. I think that is something else that just brings all the guys together, because it's something that's also decided by those senior captains. So when they look at these young guys, you talked about how they're bringing them in, they're bringing them up, they're teaching them how we do things in the Coach Strenfield program. You know, they see who's focused here, who's playing hard, who's going to be a part of this thing for years to come, who's going to make a name for themselves. They want playmakers out here as well as they want leaders. And you know what? That's a part of leadership. If you are going to be a leader, are you going to make a play too when it's time to make a play? Are you going to step up and we can look at you and know that, hey, this guy's ready to be a gamer? And I love that they're doing that with the guys who aren't the seniors. It's just something else that brings them all together. So look out for Joe Mann. He is the backup quarterback. He's also a very talented and athletic special teams player, and that's somebody I definitely have my eye on. But we're going to take a quick break, Lou. I know we keep on going on. We are 7 minutes, 45 seconds until the start of the Middies football 2023 season, and when we come back, we're just going to go a little bit into our quarterback play, talk about the leader of this offense, leader of this team, the 8th grader, JoJo Royale. You're listening to Wall Radio. You're listening to Middies Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage, and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
Since November 1st, 2020, all motor vehicle passengers aged 16 and older must be restrained by a seatbelt. Seatbelt safety starts with you. Encourage others to wear their seatbelt every trip, every time. Increasing seatbelt and child safety seat use is the most effective way to reduce crash-related injuries and fatalities. A message brought to you by Orange County Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ADAS through Stop DWI.
Serving Ulster, Dutchess, and Orange counties. This is the Hudson Valley's hometown station. WALL, Middletown, New York, USA. This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson alongside Lou Masci. We are just over 5 minutes before we get this thing kicking off, and we have the Middletown band is out here. We have the captains going to midfield for the coin toss. And you know what, Lou? Let's get into this thing. DJ McPhereson here with Lou Masci. Lou, JoJo Royale. He is the 8th grade leader of this team, of this offense. He is the quarterback. Last year we saw the 7th grader come in, make spectacular plays, show his athleticism, show there's a lot of room to grow. And this year he came in, I mean, he had a growth spurt. Of course, he's only in 8th grade. He also beat out Sierra DeGiorgio for the starting job as the quarterback. I mean, what do we expect from this young quarterback? What do we expect from such a young, talented playmaker?
I think what he needs to do is just continue to grow and listen to his coaches, listen to his seniors. What he did last year was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go to the national anthem here. So
we are going to go to the national anthem. So we are going to take a quick break. Apologize about that. We'll be right back in just a moment. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team. And right now they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe and reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
Our veterans risked it all to protect our freedom. One of the best ways to say thank you is to volunteer to support them. At a time in history where kindness is a virtue, volunteering at a therapy bag event, teaching a craft class, or simply helping veterans at a hospital means a lot. For over 47 years, Help Heal Veterans, a not-for-profit organization with the support of citizens like you, has created, manufactured, and distributed therapeutic art and crafts projects for our veterans and military at no charge to them. As a national veteran service organization, Help Heal Veterans supports VA hospitals, patients at home, and our active military. Together, Help Heal Veterans and volunteers like you have delivered over 32 million therapy kits to injured and recovering veterans. To volunteer or learn more, visit healvets.org. That's healvets.org.
So, Benjamin, what seems to be the problem?
I need you to unhinge my jaw.
I'm sorry, uncinch your bra?
No, I need you to unhinge my jaw.
He had one of those deliciously huge deli sandwiches from Shortstop Deli on East Main Street in Middletown.
Oh, unhinge your jaw. Got it, okay. Those are tasty.
Got a huge hunger? You need Shortstop Deli, open every day, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everything is served fast and fresh by Russ and the gang. Shortstop Deli, Shutt Road and East Main in Middletown.
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Very beautiful rendition there of the Star Spangled Banner there by the Middletown High School Band. Thank you very much. As we came back from commercial break, we were in the middle of playing the national anthem. We wanted to show as much respect to this great country that we call home as possible, especially on the eve of 9/11. And we just want to say to all of the families that have endured over the years, God bless you all and God bless America. And Lou, and now it looks like it's all the pomp and circumstances done. Yeah. We had the coin flip. We had the band playing. And now there's nothing left to do but play football. It's the start of the 2023 season. Lou, what are we expecting to see from the first drive here?
I think if you're Middletown, and it looks to me like Goshen is lining up to receive. So I think if you're Goshen right now, like we were saying earlier in the pregame, you need to establish yourself on offense, get a push in the trenches, get yourself at least a couple of first downs on the first drive. Of course, everybody wants to score on every drive.
Of course.
But if the Gladiators can get a couple of first downs to start this game off, get some confidence under them, because last week was a disaster offensively, I think that will be able to keep them in this game for a little while. And if you're Middletown, you want to attack the quarterback. You want to get an early turnover, and you want to win the battle of field position.
As we are set to kick off for the first quarter, sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, and that is a big quick kick, by Juan Twiggy Arzu, and that one's going to be a touchback. We're going to bring the ball up to the 20-yard line, and the season has now officially started for Middletown football.
Well, Goshen is going with a 2-quarterback set with Mark McKenna and Jake Giordano, one a junior and McKenna a sophomore and Giordano. They like to switch things up at quarterback, which can work in your benefit to keep the defense on their heels, but it can also be not so good if the starter is doing well. You don't want to mess with that momentum.
Absolutely. If you have that momentum and if things are working for your offense, do not rock the boat. But it looks like we're going to get number 11. That's Mark McKenna, the junior, to start the game here for the Goshen Gladiators as we are lined up here for the first snap. And it's going to be in shotgun. McKenna passes it to the left. That's complete. Ball down at the 31-yard line, and it looks like Goshen starts off with a first down.
Yes, indeed, and that's a good, safe play call for the Gladiators. They got good protection up front, good positive 7-yard game to start the game for the Gladiators. Good timing on that play, too. Good throw by McKenna and good reception by Cooper Van Cott.
Cooper Van Cott, somebody that was supposed to be looked out for this year. A few other playmakers, Jaden Bisano and Gene Luis, a couple of Gladiators who are looking to make some splash plays here. And we already have our first whistle here by head referee Fred Goncher.
Looks like the refs, DJ, were looking to make sure the clock was running. And I believe we're in good shape now.
And we're going now. Was not connected to the scoreboard. It's another shotgun snap, but he's going to hand this one off, and he's plowing through the line. A big gain of over 5 yards here. And here come the Gladiators showing that they are ready to punch this thing in hard on the first drive.
Seamus Smith, number 26, I believe, at running back, carrying the ball, if I'm not mistaken, getting a nice, healthy 5-yard gain for that first down.
One of the bigger things you have to keep an eye on defensively for Middletown there, Ramir Bradley and Stephen Monchery there on the defensive line. Two stalwarts there who look to put a stop to the run and get pressure. Another shotgun snap. The running back's going out to the left side. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a loss of yards here. The Midi defense is showing up big.
Matt Boaz with the carry there, the fullback with a minimal gain, and my apologies, it was 2nd and 4. Goshen had gotten a first down on that first pass play. So now the Gladiators are looking at a 3rd down and looking at probably about
3rd and 6 here.
So this is big for the Midi defense. They don't want Goshen to get any confidence here. You want to be able to get the Gladiators off the field and make a good defensive stop here.
And we have another whistle as the ball's on the 35-yard line. 10:30 here early on in the first opening quarter, sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating of Middy Bears football. And we are deliberating out on the field with head ref Fred Goncher. Clock is continuing to run, and here we go, and we are back into action.
Yeah, sorry, DJ. I think they wanted to make sure the spot of the ball was good.
And they have it. Again, he's back to pass, throws it out to the right, and he is quickly brought down, only picks up another couple of yards back to the original line of scrimmage, and it is 4th down, and the Middy Bears defense showing some resolve there.
Safe, conservative play call by the Gladiators. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot with a turnover. Simple screen to fullback Matt Boaz. I think we're going to see a lot of him today, especially in their blocking scheme to try to set up the run. Now a 4th down and 4, and it looks like Goshen will punt the ball. Or will they go for it? No,
looks
they will
like
punt.
Goshen is going to punt, working from left to right towards MHS here. And the Middies have a couple of returners there in the back. Looks like Michael Culver is one of them. And there it is. He's back for the punt. That's a big one. It's a high punt, but it doesn't go too far, and that's going to be out of bounds. That was Elijah Georges there, set to receive it. Lets it go out of bounds, and the Middy Bears are going to take over on their 32-yard line is where it's going to be officially marked. And here comes the offense for the first time.
About a 30-yard punt there, but the hang time was excellent.
Absolutely.
So kudos to the punter there for keeping that ball high in the air. These Middy punt returners are very explosive once they get into the open field, something that I'm sure the Goshen coaching staff was fully aware of watching the tape from last year.
And here he comes, young JoJo Royale, number 3. He's under center there, and it's a tight formation. Only one guy spread out, and he's going to hand it off to the right. And, of course, it's big Giuliani Graham, and Graham is going past midfield, and he's brought down at the 46-yard line. Excuse me, at the 35-yard line here in Goshen Gladiator territory. A big 20-plus yard run to start the offense off and to start the season for the Middy Bears.
I mean, you couldn't script that any better, DJ, except if it was a touchdown. A 37-yard gain there for Graham to start things off here. That's what Middletown wants to do. They want to establish their presence to this Gladiator defense early and often.
And that's exactly what they're going to look to do, utilizing that run game a lot more. And now it looks like be an empty backfield for JoJo Royale. Looking left, he's throwing downfield, has a man wide open at the 5. Touchdown, Middy Bears. JoJo Royale to Michael Culver.
Excellent protection by the offensive line, and terrific presence by JoJo just to step up, take that one little step to make sure he had enough air under his throw. Culver running a simple fly pattern, beating double coverage there for the score. Couldn't ask for a better start, my friend.
Absolutely, and had almost 5 yards on his man. And here comes Juan Twiggy Arzu to line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point. And Twiggy, a spectacular specimen there at Twiggy's over 6'2". The kick is up, and the kick is very good. Way long out there, almost going on to 211.
The uprights.
That
almost hit somebody's house.
And that's an excellent job there in just less than 5 plays for the Middy Bears to march downfield, get into the end zone, and that is how we are starting the 2023 season. Let's keep it right here for a second, Lou. A lot of excitement already. I mean, what do you think about that first drive from the offense?
Again, you couldn't have scripted it any better if you were Coach Strenfeld. The offensive line, terrific job of pass and run blocking. The 37-yard run to start the drive, and then finished off by the touchdown pass by Royale to Culver. Middy Bears running on all cylinders early on in this one, up 7-zip with 8:45 to go in the opening quarter. Very exciting. Now, I want to see how the Goshen offense responds. I want to see their body language. I want to see if they stick to their game plan of short yardage plays, or if they try to open it up as well. Very early in the game, too early to panic. Stick with your game plan. But if you're the Middy defense, again, you want to jump on these guys, get the ball back. Your offense is just on fire so far.
And here come the Middies set to kick it off again. And it's Twiggy. That's a high kick, and it is long. This time, this one's going to land on the 8-yard line, and they're going to set to return it. And it get down to about the 25-yard line is where this is going to be marked. 8:45 here to go in the first quarter, sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Middletown has the lead, 7-0 over the Goshen Gladiators, as the Middy Bears come out for their second drive here on defense to try to get another stop over the Gladiators, who did start that first drive pretty good. They were moving the ball downfield. They got past midfield, and then Middletown just turned the clamps on.
Yes, they did. Good third down defense there, and good special teams there, keeping the returner in what I call the box. You don't want to get the receiver outside because the speed will equal problems there.
And here comes Mark McKenna. He's back to pass out of the shotgun. Looks at a man straight downfield and almost picked off. And wow, that was Kyle Scott there, right in the middle of the field. Excuse me, not Kyle. I believe that was
Elijah Woods.
That was Elijah Woods, yes.
Yep.
Right there in the middle of the field, ready to get that ball. I mean, that was thrown behind the receiver, but he's still just almost there to make a play, and a great job by the Middies defense just being heads up.
Stevens with a little adrenaline, and it's not opening day for Goshen, but still early in the season. You want to get out and try to make a point against the defense, through it high and behind the intended receiver.
Here's McKenna again. Everyone's yelling past. It's a short pass, quickly met by a defender, and only gets about 4 to 5 yards on the play. Ball's going to be spotted down at the 30-yard line. Going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Gladiators, with I believe it's 8:19 here to go on the clock. We're having some clock malfunctions.
And I think the officials are going to take a timeout and make sure everything is good.
We might have to take an official timeout here. We're going to do that, actually, ourselves here at Wall Radio. No, excuse me, we're going to stick to it.
Yeah, they're going to stay. I was going to say that was a good play by Stevens, the quarterback, because Middletown put one heck of a blitz on him, kept us cool, found Boaz for a positive gain.
And it's McKenna again, back to pass, out of the shotgun, looking left, has a man. And it looks like he came down with it. I had to pause for a second because it was number 44, Paul Lamperillo. He had the ball. He almost had it picked off or dislodged from the Middy defender there, and it was thrown behind him. That was an excellent pass and catch, as it looks like we are still moving without an official clock, but we are under 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and that is another first down for the Goshen Gladiators.
Yeah, if I'm Middletown, I'm a little concerned here. Seemed to be a little confusion on defense on who was covering the fullback there.
And this one out of shotgun, they're going to hand it off, and he's met there by the wall of defenders. That great defensive line there by the Middy Bears. And he's quickly brought down for it's going to be a no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Gladiators.
Good defensive prowess there by the interior defensive line. That was, you can give a third of a tackle, the 3 different guys there, DJ. Just good pursuit of the ball. I'm glad that Goshen is not panicking right here. They're sticking to their game plan, methodically trying to go up the field. Middletown trying to make something happen on the D-line.
Again, they're going to look to run it out of shotgun and no go again. Only a gain of about 1 yard. That last play only gave them about 2 yards. They're going to mark it as a 2nd and 8. This one will be marked as a 3rd and long. That last play only giving them a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 here for the Goshen Gladiators. We are with under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Middletown leading 7-0 over the Gladiators. Under 6 minutes, excuse me, we're actually manually getting the time here from the referees in the booth. Thank God for their help.
Lamperillo there did a good job holding on to the ball because a couple Middletown helmets went into the ball trying to jar it loose. But this is what you want if you're Middletown. 3rd and longs for Goshen.
McKenna from shotgun, passing it long, has a man downfield, and it's bobbled between the receiver and a Middletown defender, dislodged, and that is going to bring up another 4th and long. Caden Blackman getting his hands up in there and just stopping him from making any catch. Excellent job again by that Middletown defense.
Absolutely. Blackman with a great job of just deflecting the ball. What he did was he was able to use his body to keep the receiver from coming back to the ball, which allowed him to bat it down. On the flip side, though, if you're the quarterback, McKenna, you're kind of kicking yourself on the sidelines, because if he leads the receiver to that, we could be talking about a different story. But good defense there, of course.
Excellent defense there, a little bit of an underthrow. This time, Goshen gets the punt out there, and that one's going to be long. This one received by Elijah Georges, and it's going to be a fair catch. Ball is going to be placed on the 23-yard line. It looks like that's where the Middies are going to come out for their 2nd drive, and of course, with a whole lot of optimism after in just 3 plays, they march downfield and get a big score.
Absolutely, and you know, Middletown's defense doing a nice job of slightly bending, but not coming close to breaking yet. They've given up 3 first downs to start this game so far in the first 2 drives. Credit Goshen's offensive line for protecting their quarterback so far, but also credit Middletown because their 3rd down defense has been very good so far in the early going.
Young Royale under center again, hands it off to Quentin Legentilis, and he's going to pick up a big gain, almost gets the first down. Let's see exactly where they mark it, and that looks like it is a gain of 8 yards. Great job there by the running back. That's Quentin Leglentz. Excellent job there by the senior running back.
Middletown's offensive line is winning the early battle of the trenches here because some great blocking on the right side of that offensive line allowed Langlitz to make that effective gain.
Langlitz again in motion. Royale turns around and hands the ball right off, and he's powering up. That looks like it was Giuliani Graham again. Did he get the first down?
I don't think he did. I think he's about a half a yard short.
just about a half a yard short, so he gets a yard. It's going to be, they are giving it to him.
That was generous.
Wow. They are giving it. They are giving it to him, so that gives another conversion there, and it's a Middy Bears first down. Ball is going to be placed on the 33-yard line.
Middletown getting a good break with that spot. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Again, I'm loving what I'm seeing in the trenches from their O-line so far.
Man in motion. JoJo Royale pitches it out to the left. He's running to the 40, the 45, gets past midfield, and a great job by Calvin Perez on the run. Another first down by the Middy Bears. This time they're in Gladiator territory.
I love this. They're not, it's like don't fix a machine if it's not broken, and this is what Middletown's offense is doing. They've had enormous success running outside right, outside left, keeping Goshen honest with the one run in the middle, but I love the way they're blocking on the outside of their line. They're doing a terrific job so far freeing up the running backs.
And they're keeping a tight formation, only one wide receiver spread out far. And again, it's to Graham. Graham going to the right side this time. Takes a hit and keeps on going. He's got a first down. He's down at the 30-yard line. And another huge power run for Jelani Graham. I mean, what can you say? I'm getting a little tongue-tied here.
He got
just excellent
twice.
Power running there. And on that second hit, he took a hit, delivered one, kept on going. Jelani Graham, another big first down for Middletown. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And the ball is on the 30, and they are looking to get their second touchdown in just their second drive.
Well, it's funny because as a little boy, I remember watching Earl Campbell plow through people.
Right.
He did an Earl Campbell right there on two of the defenders.
Middletown quickly gets to the line of scrimmage. It's JoJo Royale, and there is going to be a flag on the play. It looks like there could be about an illegal shift. It could be an illegal shift there.
See, that
was a timeout.
Okay.
Called by Middletown. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Middletown leading 7-0. Let's take our first timeout here of the game. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Great service, great staff, great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating of the beginning of the 2023 season of Middletown football. DJ McPhereson along here with the legend Lou Masci. And Middletown has been taking it to the Gladiators after a big first drive. Now pummering the ball down here. Just rushing here with Jelani Graham, doing all that they can to try to put up another score, and it's JoJo Royale. He turns around, hands the ball off again. He's got a guy, he's at the 20, 25, he's at the 10, makes a move, 5, touchdown, Middy Bears. It's Quentin LeGlance again into the end zone, and that's another score for the Middy Bears. It's 13-0.
Middletown is impressing me in all aspects here on their offense. Their line is doing a tremendous job of blocking. JoJo Royale playing very disciplined football, holding onto the ball, making the right exchanges at the right time. And the Bears, who are about to go up 14-0, if Twiggy can make this extra point, they're playing so disciplined. No penalties yet in this game.
As Twiggy lines up for the Mid-City extra point, it is blocked by the Gladiators. Excellent play there by the defender. I believe that was Mike Benito who just got right in there. And you know what? Coach Steffen said before the game he is a playmaker on both sides of the ball. Excellent play there by the Gladiator defense. Still, the Middy Bears up 13-0. With 3:30 to go here in the first quarter after another huge touchdown run, this time by Quentin LeGlance of the Middy Bears.
Well, that was a missed assignment there. Credit the the special teamer there for making that block. He flew in there untouched, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Strenfel is going to address with his special team staff while they're on the sidelines here. But, you know, that's the only slight blemish in what has been a near perfect start for the Middies. Bears up 13-0 with 3 minutes and change left in the first quarter here. They are playing absolutely fantastic so far.
It's good to see. You know, we talked about how great this offense is going to gel. You know, I alluded to Coach Strenfel's words before when he talked about what he saw at camp as they line up for the kickoff. Here comes Twiggy. And, you know, Flawless is starting to look like he was absolutely right. And that is a low kick there by Twiggy. That one's going to get to the 10-yard line. It's going to be returned by the Gladiators. He's back to the 25. It gets beyond the 30. He's going to be down at the 33-yard line, and that's going to be a much better field position start here for the Goshen Gladiators.
Yeah, I believe that was Jean Lewis. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly.
Yes.
Nice return at the 22-yard line. Almost a saving tackle from him going into midfield and beyond there by the special teamers. But credit Lewis with speed, credit him with following his blockers there. As you said, DJ, Gladiators with pretty good field position to start this drive off. They really need to respond here because Middletown's offense looks like it is not going away today.
Middletown's offense looks like they're trying to score on every drive. As again, we are in shotgun formation, and he's going to keep it. He's going to run to the left. He's going to fake it, run to the left, and it's McKenna. McKenna getting a first down. Did he make it? Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a first down here for the Goshen Gladiators. McKenna faking the handoff, taking the option himself, running to the left, and it's just short of the first down. A great 9-yard gain there by Mark McKenna.
That play
going to bring up second and short.
That play, I'm sorry, DJ, fooled me. I thought Boaz was getting the ball. McKenna, I was like, whoa, who's got the ball now? Excellent job of disguising the football there to get a 9-yard gain on that play.
Absolutely, and that's one of the playmaking abilities from the junior quarterback who's opening up this game, and we'll see what they do with the second quarter. And it's McKenna. He's going to roll out to the right this time. Pass complete, shakes the defender, and he is down at the 50-yard line. That was an excellent pass and catch by Torin Breheny, and it's going to be a first down there for the Gladiators. Ball's going to be placed down right at midfield at the 50-yard line, and we're coming up here on 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Middletown up 13-0 over the Goshen Gladiators.
Breheny put a heck of a juke there on Graham. Graham's looking up in the air like, oh, I should have had him. But you know what? Sometimes you have to tip your hat to the running back. They make some really, really good plays. They move those hips. The key is just look at the feet. Look at the feet and dive for the legs.
McKenna out of the shotgun. This time he is going to hand it off to Matt Boaz, and Boaz is quickly met at the line of scrimmage. Looks like he only got a yard on that one. It's going to be second and long here, and we are under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
If I'm Goshen right here, I take a shot in the middle of the field. The Bears have not been tested about 20 yards down the field. I want to see what the safeties can do. Goshen's play calling has been very efficient for the most part, but it's getting a little predictable because they're going for a lot of dinks and doinks. I would try to shake it up and do a 15-yard slant here. Middletown needs to be ready for that.
And McKenna in shotgun again is how they run a lot of their offense there, how Steffens likes to do it. McKenna's going to keep it himself. Great disguising, but not this tricked. And this time they weren't tricked on the defensive line there by the Middy Bears, as he only gets about a yard gain. That's going to bring up third and long. Great job there by Randy Fernandez picking up that play, making sure he didn't get fooled this time and stopping any kind of possibility for getting a first down.
Fernandez, one of the 22 seniors on the roster, DJ, sniffed that play out right away. And let's credit the big guy, 5'9", 230, and he has some hops for a guy his size.
Absolutely. That's what you call a mutter, a guy who's shorter, has a lower center of gravity, but can get right in there on the line. That's what you like to see.
Absolutely.
And it's McKenna. He's rolling out to the right again. Passes, he has a man. Pass complete. First down, and he gets just beyond the 40. They are getting deeper into Middletown territory now. Another first down for the Gladiators. Ball down at the 39-yard line, and we are under a minute to go. And I think that is going to end the first quarter for us. That's going to bring the first quarter to an end.
Jelani Graham had excellent pursuit, but you have to credit McKenna for hanging in the pocket, not panicking, and that's what you want your upperclassman quarterback to do. Hang in there, made an accurate throw, and now Goshen has penetrated Middletown's defense the best they've had so far as the quarter winds down, DJ.
As we end the first quarter, sponsored by Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, with a score here of 13-0. Middletown Middies Bears in the first game of the 2023 season, leading your Goshen Gladiators here at home. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Middies Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
All right.
Driving while impaired has serious consequences. In 2021, 10,147 alcohol and drug-related crashes occurred, while more than 9 people per day were arrested for impaired driving in New York State. If you feel different, you drive different. Before you go out, always have a plan to get home safe. A message brought to you by Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ANAC through Stop DWI.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies Football on Wall Radio.
On Wall Radio, coming back in from a short break here. DJ McPhereson alongside the legend Lou Masci. And as we just ended the first quarter of the opener of the season, 2023 season here at Fowler Field, Middletown has a commanding lead of 13-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. 13 as the second extra point attempt was blocked there by one of the playmakers, Mike Benito of the Goshen Gladiators. And as we start the second quarter, brought to you by Michael's Appliances. Michael's Appliances. We have a change at quarterback, and this time it is oh, wait, it's a pass. It's picked up by Middletown. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. Call it what it is. 5 touchdown, Caden Blackman, Middies Bears, and we are up 20-0 already to start the second quarter, Lou.
Caden Blackman with a terrific read on that pass, and this is why I don't like this quarterback shifting stuff from any team, because your starter was playing well. He did nothing wrong to get taken out of the game. That's a momentum killer for Goshen. They were driving, but on the flip side, what an interception and a read by Blackman, taking it 70 yards to pay dirt. The Middies up 3 scores now, 19-0, seeing if Twiggy can make it 20. Let's hope the line blocks everybody this time.
And here comes Twiggy as we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point. Kick is up, and it is good again. That's going to bring us to a score of 20-0. And Lou, I didn't even get to catch my breath or really line up the play there. And it just happened. It just happened that quick. But that was Jake Giordano, who comes in. What Coach Steffen said he wanted to do is have a different quarterback per quarter. The first quarter we saw Mark McKenna. You said he had some momentum, even though the Middies defense was keeping them stagnant, did not let them convert on every third down. They kept them from scoring. And then now, here comes number 12, Jake Giordano. First play, he throws the pick 6 going the other way. You know, it's just, your words are ringing true. He had the momentum, and now you're stopping the momentum. You're bringing in somebody who's cold, and that is exactly what happens. And you know what? All respect to Coach John Steffens, but he is a younger coach. This is going to be a learning lesson when you're going up against a vet like Tim Strenfield.
Listen, when you're up in the booth, you make better coaches than what's down on the sidelines. We're not paid to do that. Yes. We are, it's easy for us to be critics, God bless them. But I just don't see the logic in your starter is playing well. He made 2 bad throws early, but it didn't cost him.
Right.
And he's in the middle of a long drive. You don't stop that momentum. I'm sorry. I'm happy Middletown's playing great, God bless them. But if I'm Goshen, I keep the starter in.
And another booming kick on the kickoff by Twiggy, and they're going to take it all the way down at the top of the end zone, and he gets out to the 20-yard line. That's a good return there for Goshen. Not scared to take it out there. That was, Jean-Louis, and not scared to take it on the 1-yard line and get a pretty good return. And they're going to start this drive on the 20-yard line with 11:47 to go here. early on in the second quarter.
Good special teams tackling by the Middy Bears. That Lewis kid is fast, and they need to. He's one of those playmakers where you need to lock him up before the 25-yard line, which they've been doing. Because if you don't do that and he gets on the outside, you're going to see the momentum flip. So good coverage there by the Middy Bears, and playing really well so far. I'm really impressed with the way Coach Strenfeld's had his guys ready today.
He's absolutely the type of athlete that could be dangerous in space. And it's Jake Giordano again at quarterback. Let's see what Jake does. He's backing up from the shotgun. Nope, he's got a lot of pressure. He's going to run it. He gets past the original line of scrimmage, gets popped at the 30. He got close to a first down, but his helmet came off as he got hit. And there's laundry on the field, Lou. Let's see what this call is.
See, I'm sorry. They need to pick that laundry up because he was going down and the defender came to get his legs and he went helmet to helmet. In my opinion, that's got to be a judgment call by the officials because you're going full speed down there. I honestly, and this is not a homer call on my part, being a Middletown guy, I don't think there should be a penalty. There was no intent to hurt there, in my opinion.
No, absolutely not, as the quarterback put his head down at the same time to, try to put his shoulder into the defender. It's just one of those things that happens.
I think they're picking up the laundry, as a matter of fact.
They are.
Which was the right call. And you know what,
Wait a second. No, it looks like they are going to give them. It looks like it's going to be in Goshen's favor. Yes, absolutely.
I don't like that call. I'm sorry.
That's head ref Fred Goncher.
No, I don't like that call. Great run by Giordano, showing terrific guts, but you don't call a personal foul on that. The Middies, there was no malicious intent, in my opinion, on that tackle.
Going to be a 15-yard penalty, and here come the Gladiators already in shotgun. There's 5 wide receivers spread out to each side of the field, and no, it's actually back to McKenna. McKenna throws a completed pass, and Middletown brings them down after a gain of 7 yards. They're going to give him. They're going to give him the forward motion there, and it looks like actually an 8-yard gain. It looks like Mark McKenna is back in the game, Lou.
Yeah, I think the coach Stephan listened to us up here. No disrespect to Giordano, and that was quite a run by him the other day.
Absolutely.
The other play, I should say. For you to lose your helmet and still try to get as much momentum with the ball as you could, that's a tribute to him and a nice job. But I think Goshen's doing the right thing here by sticking with the hotter hand.
Absolutely, and that's McKenna again in the shotgun, but we have a whistle just as the ball is snapped on 2nd and 2, 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And that's encroachment on the defense. That's going to be another first down. That's going to give them another first down, getting deeper into Middy territory after the 5-yard penalty. And you know what? The Goshen Gladiators starting to make a push here. And they brought back in the hot hand, McKenna at quarterback. Can they get down into the end zone and make up for a little of the 20-point deficiency that they're facing?
Absolutely. And remember, Middletown gets the ball first in the third quarter. So if you're the Gladiators, you don't want this game that's 20-0 already to get out of hand. And if you're Middletown, don't keep costing yourself yardage with these penalties.
Absolutely. Don't give them a reason. And it's McKenna. He's going to keep the ball. McKenna tries to run it himself, spins, and picks up a minimal gain there. It looks like they're only going to give him about a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and long here in the second quarter. Ramir Bradley on the tackle here in the second quarter, brought to you by Michael's Appliances. 20-0 over, Middletown leading this game 20-0 over the Goshen Gladiators in the opening game of the season here at Fowler Field. And you know what? As much as you talked about, Lou, you like their offensive line. You got to love their defensive line.
Absolutely.
Still doing a great job.
You read my mind. The interior defensive line has prevented Goshen from doing anything effectively running up the gut.
Again, it's McKenna in the shotgun. McKenna's going to be back to pass. He sees a guy down on the right, and it looks like that was picked off by Middletown, but there is a flag on the field, Lou. There was a lot of contact on that play from the defender and the receiver. Let's see exactly what they call it for Middletown.
I think
the Middies are celebrating as if they picked it off.
Sorry, DJ. I think it's going to be offensive pass interference because the ball was clearly underthrown.
Yes.
And you saw Goshen's receiver kind of holding on to the defender's arm, which is a dead giveaway for OPI, offensive pass interference. And I'm wondering, was the ball intercepted, though, or was it trapped? The officials haven't given an official signal yet, DJ.
but it looks like they are moving the chains. I want to see if JoJo Royale out on the field. That'll kind of give us the biggest. The clock's not going to run because of the penalty. We are looking to see exactly what we have here. And it looks like...
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's a spot foul, but I'm not... Wow, they called that on Middletown?
That was, and you know what? And I said, Lou, it looked like there was some contact down there from both guys. I did not know which way that was going to go. I thought we had an interception, and they're going to give this one to the Goshen Gladiators, who are now deep in the Middletown territory. Ball is going to be placed. It looks like the ball is going to be placed on the 22-yard line, almost in the red zone, and it's a first down for the Gladiators. There's still laundry on the field. I want to see what the head ref there, Fred Concher,
I want to know what the
explanation
is, because
we're hearing a lot in here from our referees who are giving us a hand in the booth, but we still don't have the official explanation. Players are out on the field. Everyone here at Fowler is waiting to hear. So are me and Lou.
Absolutely.
And it's a sideline warning, nothing more. But you know what, Lou? Let's just talk about it. It looks like the ball is going to be placed officially at the 20-yard line, and the Goshen Gladiators are now in the red zone, deep in Middletown territory.
Boy,
and here we go.
Shaking my head on that last one, but hey, they were up close and personal. We're here in the booth.
We're not coaches up here, like you said. We try to be. We try,
exactly.
And it's McKenna in the shotgun. McKenna looks to pass out to the left. He has a man. He's short. And it's Boaz again. Boaz makes a move, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. He might have gotten a first down there for the Goshen Gladiators. And here comes Goshen, Lou.
Yeah, Boaz with a terrific job of being patient and seeing what the defense was giving him. Boaz did what you should normally do when you're catching a ball or even running with the football. Just run forward. Don't try to juke and jive everybody. That's what he did, and he was able to power through for a really, really significant gain there on the 10-yard line.
And let's be real, Boaz is a big body, so
yes, he is.
He doesn't really need to move. He can just
like
get through guys. Absolutely. And it is going to be a first and goal here for the Goshen Gladiators right on the 10-yard line. It's going to be a keeper there, not by McKenna, and we have Jake Giordano back in the game here, Lou. It looks like maybe the coaches wanted to talk him up after the pick six, see if he gets his head right, and they put him back in the game.
Well, I think they also tried to fool Middletown with running a keeper up the middle instead of going to like the left side a little bit where they've had some success, try to keep them honest. But again, this Middletown defensive front, I believe led by number 72 on that one, Mekhi Wilson, they weren't fooled at all. Again, the interior, Mekhi Wilson, Ramir Bradley, Stephen Monchery, playing very, very well in the trenches so far.
And a shout out to Coach Lichtenstein. These are all of his top tier wrestlers too on that Middletown wrestling team.
He's proud.
And we have another, with the whistles blown at the snap, is Jake Giordano. And it's a delay of game by the offense here. We're starting to see some more penalties. We had a clean first quarter, no penalties, and now we're starting to see penalties from both teams here in the second. What's going on, Lou? I thought we were supposed to get settled by this point.
I know. You know, I think with Goshen there's some excitement there. They're a younger team. Little anxiety of, hey, we see that blue end zone right there. And I think that's what's, you know, their mind is not on the next play, it's on scoring. It's got to be on the next play.
And it's Jake Giordano. He's looking to pass. He has pressure coming up, and he's going to run it himself. Spins on him, man. The ball is loose. It's fumbled, and it looks like it's the Middies' ball. We're going to wait to get the official count here, but they're inside the 10. And that's going to be a first down for the Middy Bears, who are already leading 20-0 with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And a huge play by the defense there, causing the fumble out of Jake Giordano's hands, and we have the ball again.
One of the things when you're a quarterback, when you're spinning, you tend to have the ball floating a little outside of your arm, and that's what happened. I couldn't get the player on the Middy defense who popped it out with his helmet. But I believe the ball was recovered by that man again, Giuliani Graham, at the 8.5-yard line. That is a critical turnover for the Gladiators and a big one for this Middy defense, who again, They're bending, but they're certainly not breaking.
And a shout out to Ramir Bradley, who had great pressure on that, causing that play. And again, it's going to be a handoff from JoJo to Jelani Graham. This one's only going to pick up about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Middy Bears.
Sorry, DJ. Safe play call there because you're deep in your own territory. You don't want to take a chance with a younger quarterback, although is very polished for an 8th grader.
Absolutely.
You don't want to take a chance and throw a deep ball and then risk a turnover there. Good safe call, 5-yard gain. Now your offense has some breathing room.
And again, it's JoJo Royale. This time, it looks like he's going to keep it, come around the end. No, that was a handoff to Calvin Perez, number 2. But he did not get much on that, and it looks like just a gain of a yard. And that's going to be a third. They're going to call it 3rd and 3. Ball is on the 14-yard line. And we have an official timeout there, this time by the Goshen Gladiators. We're going to take a quick break ourselves. You're listening to Middletown Football, who is up 20-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. This is Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Catch the ball.
Back to Middies football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson alongside Lou Masci here in the second quarter where the Middy Bears are leading 20-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. We just had another first down while we were on a short timeout break there by the Middy Bears. And this time it's going to be JoJo. Turns around, pitches it off to the right side, and he's running close to the near sideline. And that was a handoff to Michael Culver. Culver just couldn't get too much going, but he picks up about 5 or 6 yards on that. That's a great gain there. Under 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter for the Middies, 20-0 lead.
Michael Culver, another one of those seniors, didn't panic there. Goshen did a great job of penetrating, but Culver, like many of these running backs, DJ, tremendous speed on the outside, and that's why he was able to turn nothing into, like you said, a 7-yard gain there.
Middies moving from left to right towards MHS. He turns right around, hands the ball off, and that's going to be a first down pickup by Jelani Graham. Great job by the Middy Bears, just going right up the middle. Ball is going to be down at the 34-yard line as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Michael's Appliances. I am very impressed by what this offensive line is doing. Even when they're not making big plays, they are just helping them to push that defensive line back and move the ball downfield, though.
Absolutely, DJ. The late, great John Madden would always say, the game is won in the trenches, and the offensive line always needs to get that initial push.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're seeing by the Middy Bears in this first half so effectively.
JoJo Royale was under center. He's going to pass the turnaround, has a man, throws it underthrows it, but he still comes down and gets the ball. That was to Michael Culver. A pass on the far side to the left. Great job by JoJo Royale to Michael Culver, and the Middy Bears have another first down, and now they are in Gladiator territory.
Excellent adjustment by Culver. The ball, you're right, was slightly underthrown, but I'll tell you something. For an 8th grader, this kid throws the ball far, Royale.
Absolutely.
Give him 2 more years. When he gets growing and those muscles start popping, he is going to be scary in that pocket.
Yeah.
He really is. And again, great adjustment by Culver. Seeing where the ball was, playing like center field in baseball, if you will, to come back and grab that ball on this first down.
JoJo Royale hands it off to Culver under center. Culver gets a first down or something close to it. And man, here they go. Jelani Graham just moving the ball downfield, just doing whatever he wants to this Gladiator defense.
Absolutely. Middletown just taking chunks of yardage, going for the home run once in a while. They're taking what the defense has been giving them. And this offensive line is much bigger than the Goshen defensive line. The Goshen defensive line has some speed, but they're not big enough to push the offensive line back.
Absolutely, and I love how they play Royale under center a lot, protecting him more as he hands it off for the end around. It looks like that one was to number 10 again, to Michael. This one was to Michael Culver, but not much coming up on that play, but he gets the first down still, and it looks like they're going to place the ball down at the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Middie Bears as they start to get closer to the red zone territory, and man, here come the Middies. They are just systematically just surging downfield, and it looks like we have another official timeout here.
Or maybe is Goshen taking one?
It's Goshen taking the timeout. Yeah, it's Goshen taking the timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout ourselves. 4:10 to go here in the second quarter. Middletown Middie Bears up 20-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Great service, great staff, great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middies football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson, Lou Masci, as the Middie Bears that just picked up another first down, and they are marching from the 30 on. 4:10 to go here in the second quarter. Middies leading 20-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. And just as we snapped the ball, we had a false start there on the Middies offense. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, bringing them back to the 35-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and 15 here for the Bears.
Well, that's not what you want if you're Coach Strenfeld. Middies just taking a time out there to get things organized, and then you have some laundry on the field. So, you know, coaches need something to be grouchy about at the half, no matter how well they're playing. That will be one of those things.
And as JoJo Royale rolling out to the left, he is wrapped up and brought down by the defense there, and it looks like that was Matt Boaz making a huge play there, coming out from linebacker and, from the defensive end spot, wrapping up Joseph Royale for a huge sack. And it looks like Middletown is taking another timeout here. Under 4 minutes to go here. They're still up 20-0, and it's going to be second and 25 for the Middie Bears.
That was excellent pursuit by Boaz, and that was one of the few times, DJ, where the Middie offensive line missed an assignment there from one of their blockers. Fortunately, Royale was not hurt because Boaz came down on him pretty hard. Totally legal hit, good clean football, of course, but fortunate that Royale is okay.
And now the Middies actually line somebody up way far out as Gio Bowenfield. And it's Culver again. He is going from the 15, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Middie Bears again by Jelani Graham. 25 yards to the house.
You know, just when you say that somebody missed an assignment, everybody had their assignment there. The Middie Bears blocked on that play like they were angry over that quarterback sack on Royale. And what a terrific piece of blocking on the left side of the offensive line, giving Culver about 1.5 feet of daylight, and he did all the rest of the work on the opposite side of the field.
As we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point, this time it's going to be kicked by, I believe that was Jaden Fajan. Actually, we'll get the official on that number there. He's not listed. But another great kick for Middletown that's going to give us a score of 27-0. And I said the wrong player. I said Michael Culver. That was Jelani Graham for the 35-yard score there to bring the Middies up to a score of 27-0. Told you can't talk again. Still the first half.
You're good, man. You're
3
good.
minutes, 28 seconds to go here in the opening game of the Middie Bears season. And they are just dominating on both sides of the ball.
I really can't stress enough how well the Middies have played as a collective group so far in this game. But I think that the offensive line has just set the tempo for this afternoon and this first half so far, with the Middies being up 27-0 with just over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Goshen desperately needs a score here. Forget about the score being 27-0, just to get some points on the board to make you feel good going into the locker room, to make you feel like, okay, let's carry this into the locker room. If you're Middletown, you don't want any momentum going on the opposition.
And another booming kick there. And Goshen's going to pick this up at the 10. He gets down past the 20-yard line. He's stopped at the 24-yard line by Josh. It's Josh Simmons there on the tackles.
That was an excellent open field tackle, because I'm going to tell you, if Simmons didn't meet Sierra there, Sierra could have been gone. That was a terrific open field tackle. And Pop Warner kiddos at home, or if you're listening to the game in the stands, when you tackle, you go for the offensive player's ankles. You don't go for the waist, and that's exactly what Simon did there, making that tackle.
You can't run if you don't have your feet under you, I'll tell you that much.
Even the great Barry Sanders was taken down once in a blue moon.
Yeah, once in a blue.
Very rare.
Right. Again, as we line up here for the Gladiator offense, it's once again going to be number 12. Hands it off to Boaz. Boaz is coming outside, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on that play. It looks like Boaz was trying to move to the outside, and you know how they kind of took that deep step back, and Middletown just quickly met him with speed behind the line, and it's going to be second and long here for the Gladiators.
Well, Boaz, even though he's playing very well so far on both sides of the ball, a fullback does not have that speed on the outside. They need perfect blocking. And right there, the play collapsed, and Boaz just had to basically go down before he was hit. There was nowhere to go.
No, absolutely. Smart play by Boaz, not trying to turn anything up and possibly lose the ball. 4 wide receivers stretched out to both ends of the field. Here we go again. It's Jake Giordano, and he has a man and it's tipped and it's picked off again. Oh, my God, and here comes Middletown going back, and he's down. It looks like it was Bryson Tibbs with the interception, the second one of the game, and here come the Middie Bears. 27-0 and another interception.
David Hernandez is number 99. The Middletown staff, thank you so much for that information, who kicked the extra point. That interception reminded me of the Chiefs-Lions game Thursday night. Ball smacked off the hand of the wide receiver.
Kadarius Toney.
Shot right up in the air. Exactly.
I'm a Giants.
Yes, I bet the Giants are very happy about that. And Bryson Tibbs in the right place at the right time, but in full speed. Good concentration by Tibbs to haul that ball in, as it was right near his face within seconds of it coming out of the receiver's hands.
Excellent play by the senior linebacker Bryson Tibbs, and here comes the guys in blue. It's JoJo Royale. He's backing up the pass. He has some pressure, but he gets it off, and it's again to Culver. Culver's going to get the first down. He's fighting inside the 5, and he is brought down out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Great pass from Royale to Michael Culver, and Culver just elusive, making plays out there, trying all he can to get into the end zone.
You know, Royale does not try to do too much. He stays within the system. He's so mature for an 8th grader. We forget he's just in middle school. And making accurate throws on the outside, letting his playmakers get the yards after the catch. And that's been a huge plus for the Middies this first half. They really threatening to go up huge and almost put this baby away before the half.
Ball on the 6-yard line. Middletown leading, commanding over the Goshen Gladiators. It's a run by number 2, Calvin Perez, and Calvin gets down to the 2-yard line, and it's a pickup of 4. Second and goal here for the Middie Bears as they look to punch this thing in before the half, and we could have a 30-plus point lead, Lou, before we even get to take a halftime break here.
I was expecting the Middies to play very well on offense today. The speed, the talent, the efficiency that we discussed during the pregame. but I did not expect them to possibly up by 30 or more at the half. This is a very, very impressive performance so far by the Middies. Absolutely impressive.
On both sides of the ball as well.
Absolutely.
Jojo Royale puts a man in motion. He turns around. It's off to Perez again. Touchdown, Midi Bears. And we have a commanding lead of 33-0 with 1:28 to go here before the half.
And it looks like our number 99 guy's coming back out, Mr. Hernandez. Jason Hernandez, that is. And thank you again to the Middletown staff for providing that information.
Excellent staff.
Oh, they're awesome. They are awesome. They're good people. And now we have a chance to make this a 34-0 game with $1:29 to go in the half.
As we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point, Hernandez is up, and it is good, and it is now 34-0 with 1:29 to go before we get into the second half here. And we're going to take a quick break here in this second quarter, brought to you by Michael's Appliances. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team, and right now they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe, reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
Since November 1st, 2020, all motor vehicle passengers aged 16 and older must be restrained by a seatbelt. Seatbelt safety starts with you. Encourage others to wear their seatbelt every trip, every time. Increasing seatbelt and child safety seat use is the most effective way to reduce crash-related injuries and fatalities. A message brought to you by Orange County Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ANAC through Stop DWI.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio, where the Midi Bears are looking to close out the first half with a score of 38-0 right now over the Goshen Gladiators. And Middletown just kicked the ball off again, and it was actually fumbled there, but it rolled out of the back of the end zone. So the Goshen Gladiators going to start here on the 20-yard line. 1:26 to go here. Middletown has the commanding lead. They have everything. They have their foot on the gas. They also have their foot on the brake defensively. They are stopping everything that Goshen does, even when they looked like they were going to score earlier.
Absolutely. Again, they're in bend, not break mode, and they've come up with big plays when it counts, and they've converted 2 turnovers into 14 points. So that's big, too.
Jake Giordano here for the Gladiators. He's going to fake it, keep it himself. He's running here to the near sideline and picks up a gain of 5 yards. Great play there by Caden Blackman on the tackle.
That's the second excellent open field tackle Blackman has made in this half, because there was a lot of real estate in front of Giordano, and Blackman, using his speed and excellent tackling technique there, able to stop him. Yes, it's a first down, but that could have been a huge play.
Could have been a huge play. Another excellent stop there by Blackman. Another great senior talent on this team. The bigger size Blackman at over 6'2", 170. You know, with that kind of athleticism and that size, could stop a lot of people.
No doubt.
Here we go again. The Gladiators back, and he's going to keep it himself. Giordano this time running to the far sideline, gets away from a tackler, flips over a man, and wow, what a great play. That's going to be a first down with 30 seconds to go here in the first half. That was an excellent play. I think that was Max Sarbello there on the tackle.
But that's going to come back, DJ, because I hope I'm not 0 for 3 here, but I thought I saw a block in the back by Goshen there.
There is laundry on the field. The flag came out late. Let's see exactly, and it looks like they're deliberating. Yes, the referee is walking from left to right towards MHS. That is going to be against the Goshen Gladiators. It's an official illegal block, and that is going to bring up 2nd and long. It's going to be 2nd and 13 officially.
That was really unnecessary because Giordano was past the person that was blocking on the offensive line really wasn't necessary to do that. I don't know if that was a frustration play, but it cost Goshen a first down, and it cost them some big field position here.
And that's Giordano again. This time he's going to hand it off. And that's a big run there by number 44, Paul Lamperillo of the Gladiators. And Lamperillo almost picks up a first down there. A big 12-yard run. Or excuse me, not a 12-yard gain. I was mistaken there by where the ref is standing.
Yeah, I was too.
That was an 8-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5 as they let the clock run down. And we are officially going into halftime. The Middletown Middy Bears have a commanding lead, 34-0 over the visiting Goshen Gladiators here in the opening game of the 2023 season. And we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some second half keys to the game. We're going to talk about who's making plays, who's already making a name for themselves early on in the season. So much more. We have the out-of-town scoreboard, and it looks like we might be able to preview the upcoming Bell game this Thursday against Port Jervis when we go down 84 West. We're going to be right back. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Driving while impaired has serious consequences. In 2021, 10,147 alcohol and drug-related crashes occurred, while more than 9 people per day were arrested for impaired driving in New York State. If you feel different, you drive different. Before you go out, always have a plan to get home safe. A message brought to you by Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ANAC through Stop DWI.
Great service, great staff, great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
WPDH HD2 HD4 Poughkeepsie. Serving Ulster, Dutchess, and Orange counties. This is the Hudson Valley's hometown station. WALL, Middletown, New York, USA. Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson, Lou Masci. We are having a great time here to open up the season for the Middy Bears as we have a commanding shutout lead already in the first half. 34-0. Your Middy Bears over the Goshen Gladiators had huge plays to give these scores here. We had a pick six there returned by the Middletown defense. On the first drive, we had a 33-yard TD pass from Royale Culver. We had another big 30-plus yard run from the Middy Bears on the second drive there, this time by Quentin LeGlantz. We had another 35-yard touchdown run. This one was by Michael Culver there to finish out another scoring drive. I mean, Middletown just back-to-back big plays that got them into the end zone. Of course, a huge play there on defense, and not the only interception there we've seen by the Middletown defense. Both they were tip drill passes too, tipped up into the air by the wide receiver. We saw that defense just make heads-up plays. That's brought us here to this shutout here in the opening half. And Lou, first let's just break down what we saw here. Just domination on both sides of the ball. Give us some of what you're seeing there and where you think the strength is of Middletown that's causing this to, causing to be so dominant.
Well, I think what happened was Middletown's offense set the tempo for this game early on.
Absolutely.
Defense did a great job of getting Goshen to punt after the Gladiators got a first down to start their opening drive. The Middies made a clear statement on their offensive line that we are going to push you around today. We are going to be able to do whatever we want. And on that first drive, you saw it. 3 plays, 70 yards for a touchdown, made it look like it was nothing, like a snap of a finger. And the Middletown offense, as long as they continue to block effectively like they have been and avoid bad penalties, I think they're just going to cruise in the second half. If you're Coach Strenfel, you want to tell your guys, look, I know we played a great first half, but let's pretend the score is 0-0.
Right.
Let's go out there, play disciplined, clean, effective football, and not lose sight of what we've been doing, and everything else will take care of itself. On defense, I am extremely pleased with Middletown's defense inside their own 30-yard line. And what I mean by that to the listeners at home is Goshen has moved the ball somewhat effectively in the first half. But it seems like whenever Goshen gets inside Middletown's 30, the Middies come up with a big play, a tackle for a loss on a run, a fumble recovery, an interception for a touchdown like we saw. So even though they've had some yards against them, the scoreboard says 0, and that is all that matters right now. If I'm Middletown's defense, I want to continue denying Goshen up the middle when they run the ball, because they're still trying to establish that, and they have been able to. And I want to keep myself honest in the second half, because I think Goshen might try some razzle-dazzle here to try to throw them off, being down by 5 touchdowns, minus 1 extra point. So everything is going Middletown's way. I just think defensively they have to continue to penetrate in the middle, and everything on defense will take care of itself here in the second half.
You know, I want to just go to the Goshen offense for a moment here, Lou. You know, we talked about how great the Middletown defense is responding to that offense. What do you think about what you're seeing here with this 1-2 punch of Mark McKenna and Jake Giordano so far?
With all due respect to Coach Steffens, and I understand he's a young coach, and I've never coached football at all, so I'm just an announcer and a teacher. But I didn't like it because I thought McKenna was playing well in the first half before the turnovers. He did throw a couple balls too high and behind his receivers at times, but I liked Goshen's offensive flow. I really did. And when you end a quarter, when your offense is driving on the opposition's 40, and that was the only time this half where Middletown's defense looked, DJ, like it was a little on its heels, in my opinion, just a little bit. Switching quarterbacks and having him throw an out pattern, being cold on the bench despite it being 75 degrees outside, I just didn't think that was the route to go respectfully. I would have let McKenna finish that drive. Right. I really would have. But I'm not a fan of that. But again, I don't coach. So the coach is more qualified with this program than I am, but I just didn't think it was the right move. Now, if McKenna was 2 for 13 for 10 yards, threw 2 picks and got sacked 4 times, then I'm like, yeah, this is definitely the right move. But I thought the timing was a little off for Goshen because, let's face it, we said during the pregame, Middletown is deeper, and respectfully, they're better. And you can't be having that happening when you're facing a better opponent that's deeper on the road.
You know, you're absolutely right. And in pregame, you talked about the talent disparity that, you know, we're seeing Middletown with a lot more talent, and you're seeing it on both sides of the ball. You know, score like that, 34-0, you know, that means there is a lot of talent on one side of, or excuse me, on each side of the ball for your opponent. But, you know, one thing I wanted to touch on, we talked about the 2 different quarterbacks and how it was a bit of a detriment to put him in to start the second quarter, but you know, that is a coaching move. I look at it as a younger coach is being a little more rigid. He just wants to stick to what his game plan is, no matter what it is, and that backfired on him. You know, no disrespect to Coach Steffens, but it did backfire on him. Just saying, I'm still going to stick with the 1-2 punch, you know, quarter by quarter quarterback. Like we said earlier, you come in, you're a little cold, and it just doesn't help. It didn't help the flow of the game, and that helped them. You know, they found themselves in an even deeper hole. You know, so let's switch it up for a second. Talk about that Middletown offense there, being led by Joe. Yeah, and I'm just gonna. I want to bring up a phrase, but I don't mean any ill will towards JoJo Royale, but I see it's what he's doing. He is playing well. But right now what he's doing, and you talked about it, just taking his time with things, he's managing the game well, Lou. He's being a great game manager right now.
Absolutely. He's managing the game excellent right now. He's not making any silly mistakes. He's working within Coach Strenfeld's system, and I think that he's just playing mistake-free football. And as he gets older and his physical attributes grow, because he's only 13, we forget, although from a mental standpoint, the young man's playing like he's 16.
Absolutely.
You know, when he gets more physical attributes on him, he is going to give him more of the keys to the car, as you will. Absolutely. In terms of throwing a little bit more. Coach Strenfeld, though, is showing a lot of confidence in his young quarterback. He's thrown the ball at least 6 times in this first half.
Yes.
So I was expecting more of maybe 2 throws, especially having such a big lead. But the coach is saying to you, hey, I don't care if you're young. I see you're talented. I see you're mature. And you got this, kid. Take the keys and roll with it. And
Absolutely.
He is. And he's doing it well.
He is doing it well. You know, I want to allude to something that Coach had talked to me about young JoJo Royale before we take another quick break. You know, he said that some guys play football and some guys are football players. JoJo is a tried and true football player. So it doesn't matter his size. It doesn't matter his age. He is out there. He's a real baller. He's out here to play football. He's a football player, as Coach said. You're absolutely right. The arm strength isn't there yet, but he's poised. He's accurate. We're seeing him being challenged in the backfield. We're seeing that gladiator defensive line meet him in the backfield, and they're coming with a rush. He gets rid of the ball before. He had the 1 sack. But still, it didn't rock him. It didn't shake his confidence. He got right back up, let him down for another scoring drive or 2, and that's why we end up with a score of 34-0. It's great poise by such a young player, something you don't normally see. And honestly, he is not even to be a homer, as here come the Middy Bears coming out of the tunnel to get warmed up for the second half. But what you really, you know, he's outplaying 2 older guys on the other side of the ball there.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know it's a bit different with the 1-2 punch that they're doing, but all in all, and you know, we are getting some great play there from Mark McKenna, but JoJo Royale, he's the definitely the underclassman on the field. He's the youngest kid out here by any means, and you know what? He is showing them up in great quarterback play so far here.
Listen, the reason why this game is what it is JoJo is +3 in the turnover battle, and turnovers are the difference between wins and losses.
Absolutely.
And again, when you are a team like Goshen, respectfully, and they're playing hard and they're trying hard, but when you have the talent disparity, you have to win the turnover battle by at least 4 on the road in order to be in the game at the end. And what this young man JoJo Royale has been doing so far as the offensive leader has really, really been impressive. I mean, we forget that he's an 8th grader sometimes. Right. I know I have while we've been calling the game here so far. You know, he manages himself like he's a 10th or 11th grader, and it just shows these youngsters out there playing Pop Warner that something like this can be done before you get at the high school level.
Absolutely.
And the other thing, the final point to make about him is he's so mature in that he knows how to utilize his weapons. He's distributing the ball all over the place.
Yes, he has.
It's not just one person.
Right.
It's like 4 or 5 different people. And again, that is a tribute to him, the coaches, and the depth of this team and the discipline that they're showing so far.
Absolutely. And you know what, before we take a quick break, as the players are out on the field getting stretched and warmed up on both sides there, you know, commanding lead, 34-0 lead as we start the second half. Do we maybe now, or we're going to get the ball back, we're going to start the second half with the ball, the Middies offense. Are we going to see Sierra DeGiorgio sooner or later?
I think we're going to see him. I'm going to predict that if Goshen doesn't get on the scoreboard anytime soon, I think we'll definitely see him all of the 4th quarter. I really do. Because let's just say no one scores this quarter and it's 34-0. I'm sorry, I'm starting to start some of my top guns out, because there's a bell game in 5 days, not 7. That's like the equivalency of the NFL when you have that Saturday-Sunday game and you got to play on Thanksgiving.
Right.
So you want to keep your guys fresh and healthy. You don't want to be playing your main guys if you get up 41-48 zip.
Right.
And then an injury comes, and then everything is like, why did you not take him out? You know what I'm saying? So I think play your first team offense for the entire third quarter. But if this score stays the same or gets even wider, slowly start getting your starters some rest for the next game, the Bell game at Port on Thursday.
And we're going to have plenty more to talk about that as this game goes along, as it looks like most of the talk of today is going to be the domination of Middletown on both sides of the ball. Let's take another break. The players on each side are getting lined up, and we still have yet to start the second half, but Middletown has the commanding lead, 34-0 over the Goshen Gladiators. First game of the season to open up the 2023 Middies football season. You're listening to Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Since November 1st, 2020, all motor vehicle passengers aged 16 and older must be restrained by a seatbelt. Seatbelt safety starts with you. Encourage others to wear their seatbelt every trip, every time. Increasing seatbelt and child safety seat use is the most effective way to reduce crash-related injuries and fatalities. A message brought to you by Orange County Traffic Safety Program and New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Paid for by ANAC through Stop DWI.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team. And right now, they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe and reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio as we have the kickoff to the second half starting. Middletown gets it at the 10-yard line, and it's Culver going. He's at the 30, 35, 40. He's at midfield. He's still going. He's at the 30, the 20. We're starting this thing off right. Touchdown, Middies Bears!
What a tremendous, tremendous effort from the blockers on the special team, opening up that little opening on the left-hand side of the field, going from the high school to 211. Culver going around the left-hand side, had two guys to beat. Once he beat them, DJ, it was game over. Another touchdown for Middletown, and now they lead 40-0.
And there it is. We just talked about what will happen if they go up, and that's how you start the second half. Continue to dominate more, this time on special teams. And I just want to give a shout out to this year assistant coach Lichtenstein, who's the assistant head coach and the offensive defensive line coordinator. He is now the special teams coach too, doing a terrific job there, and you see it there. Michael Culver to the house. Middies up 40-0 as we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point, and our guy Juan Twiggy, he is back in there. Here comes Big Twitty with another big kick, and he kicks it out to 211. Another great job, and the extra point is good. 41-0. Middletown just continuing to do what they did when they left off. Now they have a defensive score, several offensive scores, and now special teams. They've covered everything.
Yeah, they've come out of the locker room saying it's a 0-0 game. Let's not take our foot off the gas. You know, let's win with class like they are, but let's continue to play great, and they are. I mean, one play in, 19 seconds into the second half, and the Middies up 41-0. They are really, really running on all cylinders.
That's the second half. To start the second half, a 90-yard return there by Michael Culver. What an excellent job there by the Middies Bears. It's 11:41 to go here. We are early here to start the second half. We're up 41 points. Hey, listen, this is how you start the season, and at this point, listen, Lou, we're all on cruise control.
Absolutely. This has been a very, very just beyond dominant performance so far today. Hats off to all the coaches, all the players. They've really played fantastic football, like you said, DJ, on both sides of the ball today. It's just been a pleasure to watch so far.
A great kick return by Culver. And now we got another kicker in our guy, number 99. Jason Hernandez is going to kick this one off. And it looks like it was a bit of a squib kick. And here we go. There's a little... George. Goshen picks it up. I almost called him Georgetown. That's Goshen picks the ball up. They get great field position. They are down at the 31-yard line after the squib kick there by Jason Hernandez. And here comes that Gladiator offense, and it's quarter number 3. So, Lou, it looks like we're going to see our guy, number 11, Mark McKenna, back in there.
Yeah, Goshen right now, forget about the score. If you're the coaching staff, if you're Coach Steffens, you're telling you guys, look, let's just play well this quarter. Take it one drive at a time, one play at a time, and let's do something positive.
And it's McKenna back to pass, finds a man right up the middle, and that's another first, and that's a first down to start the second half there for the Goshen Gladiators. Tackle there by Giuliani Graham. Great open field tackle, because I'll tell you right now, is Dan Whedon, who had himself a lot of space and opportunity, work in the middle of the field like you talked about, Lou.
Sorry, DJ, there was an annoying yellow jacket, and I love all forms of life, but that thing was flying around all of us about 48 times. I'm sorry, I had to.
It was going to get us before we got it.
Yeah, and you can't bring spray because I don't want to blind anybody.
First and 10 here, 10:46 to go. Goshen Gladiators, McKenna back to pass. To the left side, has a man, a lot of blue hands in the air, and it's pass deflected, incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10 here as the Gladiators are here at midfield. With a great play there. They had the pass by McKenna that got him here. Let's see if they can finish this drive. McKenna was playing better in the first half, in the first quarter. Maybe he can drum up some offense and get them a score.
Yeah, I like the play call. I mean, you're down a ton. Why not try to open it up down the field and see what happens? Again, excellent double-team defense at the corner position by the Middies Bears. Deflecting the ball up in the air, and that nearly could have been intercepted. That was up there for a while.
Almost. Again, it's McKenna. He's in shotgun. McKenna, he's looking to the right, has a man short. No, he doesn't want to pass it. He might keep it himself. He brings it down and he runs, and he gets a few yards. Does he get the first down? McKenna with a great run towards the end. He just lowered his shoulder and tried to blow through the Middletown defense. Did a great job, and that's a first down for the Gladiators, and they are in Middies territory.
McKenna doing a terrific job of staying in bounds to collect extra yardage there. I think the Middies thought that he was just going to go out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain,
right.
But showing a great effort there by McKenna, still keeping his head in the game there. A great gain, and now you have, I believe, a 1st and 10 from Middletown's 42. So good run there, good effort.
Great effort by Mark McKenna. I don't want to talk about what another coach does, but it seems to me like you do have a quarterback. You just need to keep this guy going and just get his rhythm going in the game. McKenna rolling to the left. He's back to pass out of the shotgun. He hits him in, but he's quickly met by a Middletown defender after a 5-yard gain, and he's brought down 2 Middletown defenders. That was Caden Blackman, and ultimately that was Jelani Graham on the tackle. After a 5-yard gain there, McKenna just whatever he can, long passes, short passes, just getting completions. That's really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
If you're a quarterback who's not sure of your job, get completions. That will help move your team downfield, and that helps build your confidence.
Oh, absolutely. Get some momentum going. I mean, the game is totally out of hand, of course, but if you're Goshen, you just want to get some type of offensive flow, like you said, and keeping the same guy in there will do that.
And on 2nd and 5, that's McKenna. 2nd and 6, that's McKenna. Turns around, hands it off, and that was by Mike Benito, the ball carrier. And not much going on that, only a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Third down conversions have been a problem for them. They've only had about 3 this entire game. I wonder, are we going to see them go through the air, or maybe McKenna tries to use his legs to get a first down here?
I'd like to see McKenna try to use his legs and then throw it as they're pursuing him. I think that's something that might be successful here.
McKenna out of the shotgun, 4 wide. He's looking to his right. He goes downfield, and it's incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down here for the Middy Bears, and I don't know exactly if that was a miscommunication.
I think so.
Lou, what did you see there? It looked like he just threw it in the middle of the field.
I think there was a miscommunication. Number 1 for the Gladiators, Keanu Sierra, ran a really good pattern there, a nice slant pattern, but I don't think he was ready for the ball yet. I think he was expecting the ball when he got a little further downfield.
Right.
So definitely a little miscommunication there. Now, obviously, down 41-0, you got to go for it here. You got nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, and here we go. It's McKenna on 4th down, 4th and 4, 8:16 to go. The clock is winding here in the second half. McKenna's back to pass out of the shotgun. The ball looks like it was tipped, and number 1 catches it. He's at the 30, tries to get off of a defender, moving and shaking, but he couldn't get by. That's a first down. Keanu Sierra, that was a great catch, and trying to show some resolve. Listen, they're down 41-0. I like the way he was moving there. He's not trying to get tackled. He's trying to do all he can to get into the end zone.
Absolutely. Goshen's still playing this game like it's a 0-0 game as we have a player down on the field. I hope it's not Sierra. It looks like maybe a cramp, possibly, because it looks like the trainer is stretching his right leg out there, DJ.
And it looks like we are going to take an injury timeout here in the booth. We'll be right back shortly. Hopefully, we wish the best of health for the players on the field. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
Great service, great staff, great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middies football here on Wall Radio. We are at the opening game of the 2023 season where your Middy Bears lead 41-0 over the Goshen Gladiators, and Keanu Sierra is now up. He just had a leg cramp. He's being worked out on the sideline. We do wish him the best. Great to see applause by even the Middletown fans as he got up. And here it is. McKenna back in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off. Only about a 3-yard gain there for the Gladiators, and they are getting deeper in Middletown territory. They are getting closer to the 25-yard line. Ball's going to be placed down at the 27. 2nd and long here. You know, I think for the Gladiators, Lou, you're right. It's 41-0. You have nothing to lose. But at this point, you don't have to put the ball in the air. Just see if you can get these first downs and maybe march into the end zone 6-3, whatever you can get.
Absolutely. And, it was a good, honest play call because they haven't tried to run up the middle in a while because they weren't really successful in the first half. But any positive yardage for them is good here. As they're trying to mount a good drive.
And here it is, McKenna. They are going to pass, and it's a short pass, quickly met by the Middletown defense, and that looks like it was a loss of 2 to 3 yards, and they are back behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and long. Ball is being placed back on the 30-yard line. It's 3rd and 12. Great job there by the Middies defense. That was Lance Bell right there on the tackle. It was like one of those short out pass, or however you want to call it, a wheel route, and he just got him right there.
It was one of those things, too, where McKenna was getting blitzed, so the first guy he saw, he just dumped it off to, and a terrific open field tackle there to, like you said, put a 2-yard loss on that.
4 wide receivers. It's McKenna. He's looking. He's rolling out to the right. He's got a man. No, he's going to stop. He's going to keep on going. He is hit, but he keeps it up. He's on his feet. McKenna's down at the 15-yard line, and he's brought out of bounds, and he got a first down. Excellent, tough play there by Mark McKenna, who just looked like he was going to throw. He had nothing but space and said, no, I see it. He's going to take it. He's a playmaker.
Yes, he is. That was an incredible run. 2 Middletown defenders popped him hard, and he flew right over them like they weren't even there. I think we're going to get a personal foul on the Middies for a late hit out of bounds. And honestly, this is the right call because he was out of bounds for a couple seconds, and the defender still tackled him. It was more like the defender was annoyed because he kind of got ran over.
Right.
A little of a late pride tackle there because he got run over before. Right. But, I mean, got to show a little more discipline like that. You can afford to do that up so much, but that's something that you don't want to make a habit of getting into.
Absolutely. And you know what? I mean, and I had the great Dick Wolfslayer as my coach here. He and Coach Lakeman, who I've had the honor of doing games with. You know, the pride is in the scoreboard is one of the things we always said, and when we talked our trash, when we were winning, we just pointing right up there. You can run me over, but can you beat us? They're right. Up 41-0. No need to have any kind of pride disparity here. I mean,
exactly.
All the pride is there. McKenna out of the shotgun, throws it off to the left, and here comes that Middletown defense. That pass was complete to Liam O'Hara, and it looks like it was just a short gain. They're inside the 10. Going to bring that from the 9 down to the 6-7 yard line. Only a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and goal. 5:41. The clock is winding in the third quarter. 41-0. Middletown Middy Bears are leading the Goshen Gladiators in the home opener as the Goshen Gladiators move from left to right towards MHS.
Excellent open field tackle, too, by Ramon Alexander, number 5. He saved a touchdown there because that was definitely pay dirt if that tackle was not made.
Here come the Gladiators, never playing from under center the entirety of the game. And it's McKenna. He's looking to pass through the right and just underthrows his man. Just couldn't get it off. That pass looked like he was going for Seamus Smith, I believe. And that's incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal here for the Gladiators.
I think that was purposely thrown into the ground because if that had been about 6 inches higher, you might have seen another pick 6 by this Middy defense. Their perimeter secondary on the corners has done a fantastic job of not allowing the receivers to break free at all in their patterns. And that's something that, that's not going to show up on a stat sheet.
No.
But when you're watching the game, you're impressed by what they're doing.
And I believe that was Keyshawn Smith there on the outside. Yes, it is. And here comes McKenna. He's rolling out to the right. Has a man in the back of the end zone all by himself. And it's Jean Louise. Jean Louise with the touchdown for the Goshen Gladiators. And here with 4:57 to go in the third quarter, they finally get on the board.
Well, that was a wonderful rollout there by McKenna. Stayed patient, waited for his receivers to get open, and Jean Louis got wide open in the corner of the end zone nearest to us here in the booth. Excellent pass protection as well by this Goshen offensive line.
As we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point, the kick is low and no good. Excellent job there by that great, daunting Middletown defensive line getting their hands up, and that's going to keep it at 41-6. The Middy Bears are leading the Goshen Gladiators. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
So, Benjamin, what seems to be the problem?
I need you to unhinge my jaw.
I'm sorry, uncinch your bra?
No, I need you to unhinge my jaw.
He had one of those deliciously huge deli sandwiches from Shortstop Deli on East Main Street in Middletown.
Oh, unhinge your jaw. Got it, okay. Those are tasty.
Got a huge hunger? You need Shortstop Deli, open every day, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everything is served fast and fresh by Russ and the gang. Shortstop Deli, Shutt Road and East Main in Middletown.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio, where your Middy Bears in their home opener in the opening game of the season, have a commanding lead over the Goshen Gladiators, 41-6 after Goshen just finally scored. And Goshen kicks off. It's a bit of a squib down to the 15-yard line. Middletown picks it up. He's at the 20. He's coming across to the near side of the field. He's all alone. It's still Culver. He's tackled down at the 22-yard line. Good return there by Michael Culver. Not too much on it, but just showing some athleticism, and gets beyond the 20.
Yeah, he ran 30 yards to gain 7. I love his effort, but great open field tackling there by Goshen. Just a quick score, DJ, from our buddy in crime, Kevin Halpenny. Port Jervis down 84 at home, leading Beacon 12-0 with 4:15 to go in the second quarter. And, of course, here, Middletown leading Goshen 41-6, 4:44 left in quarter number 3.
As the Middy Bears come back out on offense, here comes our very own young JoJo Royale. I believe he's back in the game. Actually, no, that is not JoJo Royale, but in a second we'll get to that. Hands the ball off, and you know what? It looks like Sierra DeGiorgio is back in the game. She's in the game. It's Sierra DeGiorgio, the senior who made history last year, the first female in Section 9 to play in the quarterback position, and she did well. So here comes Sierra DeGiorgio. Now it's 41 points, and you know what? Like you said earlier, here we go. No need to keep JoJo Royale. Let these other guys play.
It's a 5-touchdown game. Let the young lady do her thing under center. I love it. I think this is a great move.
Here goes Sierra DeGiorgio handing it off. And he's still running, chomping his legs there. We're going to see exactly who got the ball. It looks like it's going to be down at the 25-yard line, maybe just a gain of 2 yards, and that is going to be 3rd and 6 for the Middy Bears. Going to be down at the 26-yard line.
No, I like this move. I really do. Give JoJo a little bit of a breather. Give him a rest. You know, let the backups come in, get some experience. Nothing wrong with this. Show your depth here. You have every opportunity to do it, being up this much. And there's my first one. We are in the latter stages of the third quarter. Spit it out, Lou.
It's all good, Lou. Game 1, get it out. And Lou, like you said, the depth here is what matters. DeGiorgio under center. She's going to throw it off to Giovanni Bowenfield, who gets a first down. It's G.O.B. Ball's going to be placed down at the 36-yard line, and the Middy Bears with a big third down conversion there, and they are marching with the B squad.
I love that throw that she just put on that ball. She had a lot of mustard behind that throw, hitting the receiver on the slant. It was a perfect timing pattern, and she's only been in the game for a minute, so to come off the bench cold and make a nice timing pattern throw like that is pretty cool.
Absolutely. This is what happens when you have two great quarterbacks who could play behind each other, and it's going to be Sierra DeGiorgio. There's flags on the field. She turns around with a quick pass, and it's complete to number 24, Rudy Cherry. Cherry drives down, and he's just guys, Gladiators on his back. He gets a first down, but let's see exactly what the call is here.
Illegal shift, it looks like.
And it's an illegal shift, unfortunately.
Something looked a little weird before the ball was snapped.
Yes.
I saw two receivers kind of crisscrossing the wrong way, and it looked a little helter-skelter, but that's something that is to be expected by your second unit opening day. And this is another thing too, DJ. This is good to get the second unit in, to get those jitters out now.
Absolutely.
So that as the game continues and into the season when they're needed, they'll be more relaxed when they're in there.
Absolutely. And 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Clock is winding here in the third quarter. Middletown Middy Bears 41-6 over the Goshen Gladiators. And here comes Sierra DeGiorgio, going to turn around and hand it off again, this time to Calvin Perez. Perez on a 1st and 14 picks up about 4 yards, gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a second, and he does, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 for the Middy Bears.
What you want if you're Middletown here after that last penalty is just get positive yardage. Keep the clock going, keep a good rhythm going, build a rapport with that second team, and just keep moving the ball forward as best as you can.
Absolutely. And, you know, we'll talk about it in just a second. I wanted to bring up something about quarterback play, especially pertaining to Goshen. But let's get back into this game as we're winding down here on the third quarter. DeGiorgio fakes the handoff, turns around. She has a man way downfield, but it looks like there was a miscommunication between her and Gio Bowenfield, G.O.B. It looks like he was all open, but he just didn't cross enough there midfield, Lou.
I think what he was looking for, the receiver G.O.B., was to go outside right a little bit more. First of all, awesome play action fake by the young lady. She sold that so well. Excellent pass protection, just a lack of communication between quarterback and receiver. And again, that's something to be expected. But Sierra with an excellent read to get the ball down the field. The play just wasn't executed.
A little bit of and this is one of the things the second unit can get down and nail down too for the remainder of the season. And it looks like Sierra DeGiorgio, she was sacked, and it's a sack strip fumble in the backfield by the Goshen Gladiators. That one was by Vishne LaFranc. Excellent job there by Vishne getting in the backfield. And what he did originally there, it looks like he jumped up at it while she was going to pass, and he just grabbed it out of the air, out of her hands.
Yeah, I think what he did was, and this was excellent hand-eye coordination on his part, when she went back to throw it, he saw that the ball was too visible.
Right.
Meaning above the helmet for those listening at home, and he was able to get his paw in and swipe the ball out. And a good job by LaFranc by not hitting Sierra in the head, because if you hit the quarterback in the head, that's immediate laundry. So turnover for the Gladiators here to try to build some more momentum.
Ball's going to be placed down at the 29-yard line. And it's our guy, McKinney. And he's got a man downfield, and his pass complete. Wow, that was Jean Louise. Excellent play. He was in all kinds of traffic, had blue jerseys around him, and he still comes down with the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Terrific throw and an even better catch in double coverage. Excellent concentration to get both hands up over the corner and the safety and to haul that in. And even though it is a 41-6 game late in the third quarter here, Goshen's got something going on here momentum-wise.
You know, we talked about how Goshen has two quarterbacks. It appears to me that they have one who seems to be winning that starting job.
He should be starting the rest of the year after today, respectfully.
McKenna's going to hand it off, and he's wrapped up in the backfield, brought down quickly by that Middletown defense, and that one was Kayshawn Smith there. Excellent play, getting in the blitzing, getting in the backfield, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. 2nd and goal there for the Gladiators, and that is how we are going to end the third quarter as we move into the fourth and final quarter. Middletown still with a huge lead, 41-6 over the Goshen Gladiators. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team, and right now they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe, reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage, and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. We are in the fourth and final quarter of the opening game of the 2023 season, where your Middletown Mini Bears have a commanding lead, 41-6 over the Goshen Gladiators, who are visiting here at Fowler Field. And as we begin the final quarter, we have our guy Mark McKenna, who seemingly, we believe in the booth, has won this starting job, even though the Coach Steffens likes to switch his guys. But it's Mark McKenna who's going to roll out to the right. He's out of shotgun. It's 2nd and goal. Has a man in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. and the ball just went right in and out of his hands. You know what? Speaking of that, I just want to touch on this. We are in the fourth quarter. We should have been seeing Jake Giordano.
Right.
Excuse me for butchering your name, Giordano family. But we should have seen Jake Giordano. I think Coach Steffen sees what we saw this whole game.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think McKenna's won this job. He's played a pretty good football game. Outside, one of the interceptions was not his fault. It bounced off a receiver's hands, and the other was thrown by the backup. The third turnover occurred on a fumble by the backup. So I'm thinking this kid gives Goshen the best chance every Saturday, Friday, whatever day they play to win.
And it's McKenna out of the shotgun. He has some pressure there in the backfield. A man in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Goshen Gladiators, who are now even more visible on the board as they step into double digits, and it's 12-41. Still Middletown with this commanding lead. 11:40 to go here in the final quarter.
That right there is a combination of excellent pass protection by the offensive line, and the thing that impresses me about McKenna is his patience. Rolling out, not trying to sling the ball wherever. Saw the receiver Cooper Van Cott get open, got him in the end zone for the touchdown, and here's the extra point, which looks to be good.
The Mid-City Transit extra point. That kick was up, and it is good. No good.
That is my bad on the air, people, not DJs. I thought that was going right through. Premature call there.
That was definitely my bad by paying attention to Sweet Lou over here. I'm looking at him. Totally, that was definitely on me. But no, it's all right. 41-12. Middletown Middy Bears in the opening game of the season have the great lead over the Goshen Gladiators, who came down to Fowler Field to visit. And at this point, you know what, I'm just going to open up the conversation for, let's talk about Thursday a little bit. Let's talk about this all-important Bell game, what it means to, it's one of the biggest rivalries in American high school football, and I have the pleasure of being a part of it, not just as an announcer, at one time as a player, playing 3 years for this team on the varsity squad, and I can't tell you how excited I am for this. It's going to be huge, pageantry, people everywhere for the game on Thursday.
Well, speaking of which, Port Jervis leads Beacon 28-6 at the end of the first quarter in Port, so obviously the Red Raiders were not looking beyond that game either, as they're trying to one-up the Middies scoreboard-wise. But I think if you're Middletown right here, you want to be a little careful. I understand it's a 29-point game, but you don't want to turn the ball over and play with a little fire here. You want to get some first downs here, chew up about 4 or 5 minutes on the clock, and just suffocate this fire, this little mini fire that Goshen has right now. And I see that the backups are coming back in for the Middy Bears. Sierra DiGiorgio in at quarterback again. But you want to be able to put out this little fire that Goshen is generating here, scoring 12 straight points.
A small fire as DiGiorgio under center. Ball is at the 25-yard line after a return by Middletown. And he turns around and is brought up by Calvin Perez. Calvin Perez gets past the 40. He is almost at the 45-yard line. That's a huge gain of over 15 yards. Going to be at the 43-yard line. First down, Middy Bears.
See, that's what they needed right there. A positive play. Get that first down. Now you're in good field position, and you can kind of open things up a little bit now. If you're the Middy Bears, your field position is switched now, and now the Middies, of course, can chew some valuable time off the clock, having a 41-12 lead.
With just 11 minutes to go here in the closeout quarter of the opening game of the season, Middletown has just shown they are here to dominate, and it's another handoff from DiGiorgio, this time to Quentin LeGlantz, who had a big score earlier in the first half of this game, and LeGlantz with a huge run there, and it gets another first down for the Middy Bears. Ball is going to be on the 45-yard line.
Well, another nice positive play for the Middy Bears. Keep the clock running. Just don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Don't commit any silly penalties that's going to contribute to any more momentum that Goshen has gotten in the beginning of this quarter. Be efficient with your offense, execute, and just, work the technique on offense.
DeGiorgio under center again, but this time she's going to throw. Has a man, and she gets it off to Culver. Culver picks up another first down, the third in a row for these Middie Bears, and that ball is going to be placed down at the 30-yard line, and Middletown just moving the chains, play after play after play.
Nice throw by DeGiorgio. Nice throw by DeGiorgio on that play. That time she didn't take too long to make that throw. She didn't take too long to make that throw, as the young lady selling hot dogs doing a great job here.
And as the Middie Bears hand it off again, this time for another big run. That one's going to be an 8-yard pickup there for the Middie Bears.
Yes.
Excellent job.
Sorry, DJ.
It's going to be second and short here for the Middie Bears, as we are taking time here to support the local community there. And thank you, Lou Masci, for the hot dog.
Of course, absolutely. My treat. The young ladies are just trying to get the amount of change, and she asked, thank you so much, girls. Shout out to you guys. You're awesome.
It's a community event here at Fowler Field, and I love it. I love being a part of it every year. Here goes DeGiorgio. She's got trouble. She's hit, but she gets the ball off. It's complete. Does he get the first down? That was to Rudy Cherry. Cherry was fighting for it, and he does. He picks up the first down. Ball's going to be down at the 20. Another first down by the Middie Bears. And, man, Sierra DeGiorgio standing in the pocket. She does have that slower release, but she got the ball out. She stood there. She took the hit. Excellent job.
What I love about her, and you just said it, she knows she's going to get hit. She knows it, and she knew it was coming. Yet she hung in there, released the ball, took the hit. Nice sportsmanship, though, by the Goshen defender helping her up after the hit.
Absolutely. You love to see it no matter what. It's DeGiorgio. She's under center. She hands it off again. It's to Perez. Perez is bumbling. He's bowling over the defenders. He's inside the 10-yard line. And, man, Rudy Cherry, just look at this guy getting some ground, just ground and pound. This is what you do. 8 minutes to go. The clock is winding down. We already, this game is, we don't want to say it's over, but it is over.
This one's in the fridge.
This one's exactly. We packed up the leftovers.
Yeah, this one was in the fridge at 41. I'll say it. But I am very, very impressed, though. Middletown's second team is having their way now on this drive, getting that push. I think it just took them a little time to get into a rhythm.
Sierra DeGiorgio under center, sends Cherry in motion. Cherry with the handoff. Cherry into the end zone. Touchdown. Middie Bears by number 24, Rudy Cherry, for a 4-yard pickup. And that's another touchdown for the Middie Bears. 47-12 with 7:24 to go as we line up for the Mid-City Transit extra point.
That was a textbook drive by the second team offense, led by Sierra DeGiorgio. Did an awesome job there leading her team. Good push up front by the backup offensive line, and an even better job by the running back, seeing the daylight, holding onto the football, getting into the end zone. Terrific exclamation point to this victory coming up for the Middies.
As the Middies are out there deliberating, they just needed an extra lineman, and it looks like Randy Fernandez is coming in. Jason Hernandez, number 99, is set to kick the extra point. Hernandez gets it up, and it is good. And that's going to be 48-12. We're just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these quick messages. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
Great service, great staff, great reputation. That's Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating, working hard to maintain that reputation they've built over the years. The Steve Dodd team is your go-to for exceptional service and maintenance of heating systems, water heaters, and water pumps. Their experienced, licensed, and insured professionals are here for you for simple repairs to full renovations. Call 845-386-2217 and have your heating system checked for the season. Steve Dodd Plumbing and Heating. Call today.
This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. where it is week 1, day 1, the opening game, and we are opening in style. DJ McPhereson along here with Lou Masci, 48-12 with 7:24 to go here in the final quarter of the opening game. Your Middie Bears are dominating the Goshen Gladiators. As we kick off and Goshen gets it back on the 5-yard line, he's moving up to the 20-25, and he's going to knock over a couple of defenders and gets down close to the 30-yard line to the 28, and that's another good start here for Goshen.
Yeah, Goshen has had good field position for at least half of this game. They just haven't been able to, with the exception of the last 2 drives, convert that into points. And again, that's a credit to the Middie defense for not breaking and just bending a little bit. But Goshen right here, I think this is big for them that they got on the scoreboard a couple of times.
Right.
Because they can carry that offensive momentum into next week with whoever their opponent is. And you and I have to talk about Thursday's big one, the Bell game, very shortly, like you were saying.
Absolutely. We got to talk a lot about the Bell game. And here come the Gladiators, and it's McKenna. He's getting chased in the backfield, but still gets the pass off for a first down. And that play was complete to Keanu Sierra back in the game. Looking and feeling good here for the Gladiators.
It's good to see him back in the game after he suffered that cramp in the third quarter. Ran a nice little out route into the middle. Nice throw, nice catch, good execution. Goshen with some offensive momentum here in the fourth quarter, despite the game being out of reach in Middletown's favor, up 48-12, but good play overall.
48-12, 6:36. The clock is winding, final quarter. Here's McKenna in the shotgun all game long. They still have 3 receivers out wide, and he's going to hand this one off, and it looks like another no dice for them. It's Liam O'Hara with the carry on the 1st and 10, and it looks like he picked up nothing on that one, and it's going to be 2nd and 10, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Middletown's defensive line in the middle, I can't say enough great things about how awesome they've played today. Goshen has really tried to make it a habit of getting penetration there. And correct me if I'm wrong, DJ, but I think maybe their biggest gain up the middle was about 4 yards on one play much earlier in the game. They've done a great job.
Done an excellent job, and here he is, McKenna again, throwing it far to the left, and that one's going to be incomplete. Nobody home as he was looking for Keanu Sierra, and we have another change at quarterback. It is Jake Giordano. In here, Jake G is going to finish the game out for the Goshen Gladiators.
I think this is the right move, because if you're choosing McKenna as your starter from now on, as he should be in my opinion, respectfully, you don't want him to get hurt. The game's out of reach. He's had a pretty good ball game today. He'll have something to build on for next week's opponent.
Absolutely, and it's Giordano again, this time in the shotgun. He's got receivers left and right, throws it right down the middle, connects with a man, and he has another first down there, and he's popped at the end. It's Enzo Pupo, and it's a great pass there by Giordano, complete for a 12-yard gain, and here they go. They are marching once again into Middie Bears territory. They're past midfield. You know, we saw this last week against Mahopac. They didn't finally put some points up until the fourth quarter, and we're seeing them move again later in the fourth quarter. We saw them move, get their first touchdown in the third. What do you think is one of the deficiencies for this team there offensively?
I think their offensive line is a little undersized. Mm-hmm. They try. They play hard, but I just think their offensive line is a little undersized, and they're not very deep in the offensive skill positions.
As Giordano just looked back to pass, and it goes for the quick outright there to his left. He was looking for Liam O'Hara. O'Hara would have been met there by number 19, Javion Roldan, and the ball was incomplete. Roldan had all the leverage there to either pick it off or pick him apart with a big hit.
I thought we were looking at a pick six there, DJ, but yeah, piggybacking off of what you said, you know, Goshen's just lacking a little bit of quickness on their offensive line. They do have some big guys, but they just don't get up off the ball nearly as fast as Middletown's defensive line does.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something that they have to work on in the next couple of years.
And Goshen out of a trips left, and it's Giordano getting hit in the backfield. Still gets the pass complete, and a great catch down the sideline there to Keanu Sierra, and it's a huge one down inside the 10-yard line. I believe they're gonna mark that down at the 6-yard line. And here come the Goshen Gladiators, a big pass downfield by Giordano.
Yeah. Giordano got walloped, and it was a perfectly legal hit, and he knew he was going to get blasted. Yet he gunned that ball right in the air, and he put enough air under it for his receiver, Cooper Van Cott, to make the reception. Excellent concentration by Van Cott, who bobbled it on the way down, hugged that ball in for the reception. Just a terrific play all around by the Gladiator quarterback and receiver.
Giordano pitches it off to the man right up front, and that was to number 3, Jean Luis. Luis only picks up about 2 yards on the play, and it looks like it gets the Gladiators inside the 10-yard line, just inside at the 4.5.
Safe play there, gained some positive yardage. You know the game's out of reach with Middletown up 48-12, under 4 minutes to go. So, it's a safe play, gained some positive yardage. What you want to do offensively is end the game on a high note and try to score another touchdown, again, to build some momentum and some confidence for next week.
You want to get more than just 12 points on the board. After you had just 10 on the board the week before, losing by 21 points, this one, of course, is going to be a little more detrimental there in the score gap. But here comes Giordano again out of the shotgun. He looks like he's trying to run. He gets inside the 5. Tries to wiggle off a defender, and there was a late flag thrown.
I think there was
going to bring up 3rd and down.
I'm sorry, DJ. I think there was an inadvertent face mask because the way Giordano's head turned when he was getting tackled, I think we got a face mask foul here.
And that is going to bring it,
Face mask on the defense.
Half the distance to the goal, and it's going to be 1st and goal, half the distance. Ball's going to be placed down in front of the end zone here on the 2-yard line, and there it is. Middletown pretty much playing a mistake-free game in the second quarter. They had a few penalties, 1 or 2 here in the second half. This one was just, like you said, a little bit of an inadvertent face mask. Nothing that was intentional. You don't really need to go as hard. With under 3 minutes here to go, the clock is winding. You're up 48-12. There's not much. You really want to preserve yourself. So these things do happen sometimes, Lou. And here we are on the doorstep again. Goshen is looking to get into the end zone with just 12 points. Giordano, he turns around and hands it off. That one again to Liam O'Hara, and he's in for a Gladiator touchdown. And they put some more points on the board. It is 48-18 here. Middletown holds the lead and will at the end of this one. But Goshen gets into the end zone. No quitting them in this game, Lou.
No, not at all. And that was a really nice stretch, too, by the running back, Liam O'Hara. It looked like his knee might fall down before the ball broke the plane, but he was able to extend his body enough, extend the ball enough, and all you need to do is get that ball on that white chalk for the touchdown, and he was successful. Excellent effort on his part.
Excellent effort, excellent play call there. Just run it right up the middle, see what you could do there. He kind of came out to the right a little bit. And it's Giordano here lining up instead of the Mid-City Transit extra point. They're going to go for 2. Giordano pulls the ball down, tries to get in there himself. He's pushing. Did he get in? And yes, it is 2 points there. And they get 20 on the board today. Double their score from last week. Still down by 28. And it looks like the Midi Bears are going to run out the clock for the rest of this game. But an excellent effort there you like to see late from the Goshen Gladiators today.
Yeah, there's been no quit in them from start to finish here in this game, and that's a credit to their coaching staff, and it's a credit to their players too, because they've played really, really hard. They've just been out-talented by just a better squad today, respectfully saying, but Giordano's effort towards the end zone, that bulldog in him just putting their head down, keeping the feet running. Good pursuit by the Middletown defenders. Again, when you're tackling a bigger guy by the shoulders, the odds of you getting him down are very low when he's using that firepower in his legs to get into the end zone, and that's exactly what Giordano did.
Absolutely, and you like to see that from Giordano, the guy who his first pass went for a pick 6. Coach pulled him out. I mean, it's when you're already in a situation where you're not going to be playing the whole game, that could be a huge deflator of your confidence early on in the game. And it was. And you could see that it was. They talked him up on the sideline. They brought him back in. I mean, clearly they kept McKenna in because McKenna has to be their starter moving forward. I think they can do so much more and maybe score earlier in games if they keep McKenna in there.
Absolutely.
But, I like to see what Giordano did. He got back in late in the fourth quarter. He learned some things. He saw some stuff. Whatever he was seeing on the sideline comes down. He leads them to a score. It's not going to win them the game, but you know what? It gets that confidence back.
True, and he's a sophomore also. He's an underclassman. So, when McKenna graduates, the keys are probably going to be in Giordano's hands to drive the car.
Absolutely.
So this is a good learning experience for him as well.
Absolutely. As we just saw the kickoff, the Goshen Gladiators kicked the ball off, tried to get a little bit of a squib action, maybe get the ball back, but they end up giving the Middie Bears excellent field position here. It looks like the Middies are going to start on the 43-yard line, the 42-yard line here at midfield. 2:35 to go. 48-20, your Middie Bears over the Goshen Gladiators, as we're going to finish out the rest of this game with a huge win.
Big win for the Middie Bears in front of the home crowd. Offense played fabulous football today. Defense, great job of not allowing red zone points the first 2.5 quarters, almost 3 quarters. They did a really, really great job. Actually, was through 3 quarters. My bad. Goshen's done all their scoring in the fourth. But, just a terrific job all around, a good all-around team victory. Special teams were effective. I mean, they converted 6 out of 7 extra points. That's pretty darn good at the high school level. Sometimes you don't see that in the NFL.
No. No. And here we go again. Middletown is going to hand the ball off, and he is running up the sidelines, eludes the defender, and he gets it. It's Javion, rolled down to the 20, the 10, touchdown, Middie Bears. And man, caught us all by surprise. A 57-yard touchdown run, and it is now 54-20. The Middie Bears with a 34-point lead now, just piling it on top of the Gladiators today.
Yeah, that was a terrific end-around play. It took a little while to develop, but once Roldan got outside, it was over. I am so impressed by the speed of these Middletown running backs, DJ.
An excellent job in the Mid-City Transit extra point. Kick is up, and it is good, made by Jason Hernandez, which gives us the score. Double nickels, 55-20 over the Goshen Gladiators. We're going to take one of our last breaks. We're going to be right back after these quick messages. You're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
WPDH HD2 HD4 Poughkeepsie. Serving Ulster, Dutchess, and Orange counties. This is the Hudson Valley's hometown station. WALL, Middletown, New York, USA. This is Middletown High School football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson alongside Lou Masci to open up the season here for your Middie Bears at Fowler Field. It's nothing better than not just a home opener. I mean, not just to open up the season on a win, but to open up at home on a win in front of all of your great friends, families, the fans here. 55-20 with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here. Lou, man, Middletown has certainly showed they are ready this year.
Man, when you put up a 50-burger on somebody during any part of the season, that's pretty darn impressive. But on opening day, that shows that you mean business to start this season. And, the Middies had the whole off-season to think about that playoff loss to Newburgh to end the year. And, boy, have they come out and, like gangbusters, just doing their thing and executing tremendously today.
And that was a nice high kick there by Twiggy on that one, Juan Twiggy Arzu. the ball doesn't get too far down the field, they're going to get that ball. Goshen is on the 32-yard line, but it's just a high kick by Twiggy. It was end over end, didn't get much distance on it. I don't think it's going to matter too much at this point as the Gladiators come out. And once again, the Gladiators, this is about the 4th or 5th drive. They've had excellent field position in this game.
Yes, they have, and they have taken really good advantage of it. And it's funny because I'm looking towards Thursday's game against Port, and I'm seeing some intangibles with Middletown that could be a huge factor in that game. First of all, I love the kicking game. I love the special teams. The discipline in this game, for the most part, has been really good, and just a very, very impressive performance.
And Giordano rolling out to the right, and he gets the pass off. It is complete, and he is quickly wailed by Dylan Alvarez. Alvarez catches him just as he catches the ball and turns around, hits him right in the chest. Actually popped his helmet off there, but the hit was legal. No flag on that, and that was a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Ball on the 40, under a minute and 45 seconds to go here till we end this game.
Keanu Sierra deserves one heck of an ice bath after this one, because between him cramping up, then coming back into the game, and not being afraid to go over the middle and getting his helmet taken off just now, that's a tribute to that kid's skill and his toughness today.
Absolutely. Giordano again in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers. Giordano stepping up in the pocket. He's going to take it down and run himself. He gets a first down after the 50, 45, tries to stiff arm a man, and he gets out to about the 43-yard line. Great job by Giordano. Jake Giordano with a 15-yard pickup.
I'm sorry. I like this kid's deceptive quickness.
Yes.
He doesn't look real fast when he starts rolling out, but he's one of those guys where once he gets the legs moving, he can blow by some defenders that are really fast on Middletown's end. I'm very impressed with the way he uses his legs once he gets that first few yards underneath his feet.
Absolutely. Back in the shotgun here. 1st and 10, 1 minute, 13 seconds to go in the final quarter. Giordano, he is under pressure, throws the ball as he's getting sacked, still completes it. Wow, he's got it at the 40-yard line, trying to get away from the Middletown defenders, and that was an excellent job there, and that is our guy, Keanu Sierra. Giordano did an excellent job. He threw the ball almost like a Patrick Mahomes. He's got guys on his back, still gets a sidearm throw out. Keanu Sierra catches it, completion, and he doesn't get a first down, but he picks up 4 yards on the play. Great job.
He really netted 14 yards on that play. That went from a 10-yard loss with a sack to a 4-yard gain. That was a very impressive play by those guys, especially Giordano, the quarterback.
Here we are. Final 30 seconds of the opener here of the 2023 season. Giordano in shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 1 man close in the slot. He's going to hand it off, brought down quickly by the Middletown defense, and it looks like about a loss of a half a yard. And it looks like we have a timeout with 17 seconds left here by the Goshen Gladiators.
Why?
I am trying to be selective with my words.
I'll balance you out. Why?
Thank you.
It's
Why?
55-20. What are we going to prove here? Unless I see the best hook and ladder play ever, this one should be done.
Unless you have about 8 hook and ladder plays that are going to get 1 second each to the end zone. Hey, listen, I'm going to stop now. I'm not going to hammer down on the Gladiators. We thank them for coming here, showing great sportsmanship at this game. But Middletown's definitely going to take this thing right now. 55-20, 17 seconds left. They called the timeout. Seemingly, maybe they just like the field. They want to stick around.
I guess it is a beautiful facility.
Beautiful facilities, the best in the conference.
Can't argue that one. I think if you're Middletown right here on this last play or two, just don't get hurt.
No.
Finish the game smart, like you just said. Don't get hurt. I know we have backups in there, but one of Middletown's many strengths is their depth.
Right.
Let's keep everybody in one piece going into the Port game Thursday.
No hero ball plays as Jake Giordano here in the shotgun. He backs the pass. He's got guys downfield. Jake's going to pull it himself, and he gets past to the first down. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20. Wait, Jake's at the 10. He's still in bounds. Touchdown, Goshen Gladiators with 4 seconds left on the clock, and there it is. Great job by Jake Giordano. It's 55-26. Middletown's still going to take this game, but hey, the Gladiators weren't done today.
Well, I'm going to say 2 things here, and it's going to be one of the very few times I say something negative about Middletown's play. That great job by Giordano, his determination, his guts, his will. He's played a tremendous last few drives, as you said. But I'm going to be real here. The tackling there was poor. It almost like Giordano just ran by them like they weren't there.
They didn't expect him to run, and it seemed like they didn't care at one point.
Yeah, I didn't like the effort there on the tackling by the Middies. I really didn't.
And Giordano for the Mid-City Transit extra point is in for a 2-point conversion. He's going to hand that one off. That is to Jean Louis, and they say he has it, and that's going to bring us to a score of 55-28. And the Goshen Gladiators show that they're not done. With 4 seconds left, it looks like we're just going to have one last kickoff, and Middletown is going to take this win today. You know what? Unexpectedly, though, 28 points here by the Goshen Gladiators.
Yeah, and again, that's something to build on for them for sure. I mean, I know a lot of it was in garbage time, but still, 28 points is 28 points
Absolutely.
At the high school level. They can go on the bus. You know, it stinks to lose, of course, but they can feel good about the fact that they were able to build a rhythm on offense with both quarterbacks.
Yes.
I still think with you that McKenna should be the starter, no question about it. I think he is the better quarterback of the two, but I do like the way Jake Giordano has bounced back, like you said, from the bad interception that he threw earlier at the beginning of the second quarter, which really, in my opinion, was the backbreaker in this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I will say this. Seeing how Giordano played late in the game now, albeit there was a little bit of a lax on the effort of the defense and with the second unit, I could see why Coach Steffens feels like he has a quarterback controversy.
Well, quarterback controversy by the Goshen racetrack there.
And as Middletown gets the last and final kickoff, he is running down to the 40-yard line, and that is going to give us all zeros. Quentin LeGlantz is going to finish this game with a 15-plus yard return, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen, with a final score, 55-28 in a great command fashion. The Middletown Midi Bears open up their 2023 season with a big win over the Goshen Gladiators, cementing themselves as the guys who are trying to come for that crown this year. We're going to see what happens later on in the year. We're going to be right back after this with a little bit of a wrap-up here. Myself and Lou Masci. You're listening to Middletown Radio, or you're listening to Middletown Football on Wall Radio, presented by the Orange County Stop DWI and Traffic Safety Program.
So, Benjamin, what seems to be the problem?
I need you to unhinge my jaw.
I'm sorry, uncinch your bra?
No, I need you to unhinge my jaw.
He had one of those deliciously huge deli sandwiches from Shortstop Deli on East Main Street in Middletown.
Oh, unhinge your jaw. Got it, okay. Those are tasty.
Got a huge hunger? You need Shortstop Deli, open every day, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everything is served fast and fresh by Russ and the gang. Shortstop Deli, Shutt Road and East Main in Middletown.
Mid-City Transit is a proud supporter of the Middletown High School football team. And right now, they're looking for drivers to join their team. To apply today, visit midcitytransit.com. Since 1935, Mid-City Transit has been transporting the children of the Middletown School District, always committed to providing those children with a safe and reliable bus service. Mid-City Transit is also available for charters, wedding shuttles, family reunions, and trips. Everyone at Mid-City Transit wishes the Middletown High School football team good luck this season. Go Middies!
Ready to buy your Hudson Valley dream home? Now you can achieve your dream and enjoy a great rate from Rhinebeck Bank. Summer is the best time to get moving with a great Rhinebeck Bank mortgage and then get moving into your perfect place. No hoops to jump through, no kidding. Apply today and start your house hunting. Just go to rhinebeckbank.com/mortgage and get started. It's that easy. Rhinebeck Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 477976. Your home, your dream, your bank. Rhinebeck Bank.
Time to get back to the action. It's Middies football on Wall Radio.
Back to Middletown football here on Wall Radio. DJ McPhereson, Lou Masci, and as the dust settles, the Middletown Middy Bears take their first game of the season as a huge win, 55-28 over the Goshen Gladiators. Lou, let's talk about this. I mean, what a great, outstanding performance. First of all, on both sides of the ball, we start the first half with a shutout, 34-0. You see they come back and they even put in their second unit, but it doesn't stop the party. They're still scoring. They're still playing good football. What are your total breakdown here of what you saw from Middletown today? What do you think is going to make them dominant as the season goes along?
I loved a lot of things about today's game from the Middy Bears. The first thing that I loved was you got to give so much credit to the offensive line. They set the tone for this game on Middletown's first drive. A 3-play, 70-plus yard drive. It was like clockwork. They got into the end zone, and that's because the offensive line was able to get that push against Goshen's defensive line, making life so much easier for everybody, from Joseph Royale, our quarterback, Jojo Royale, our 8th grade quarterback, who did not play like an 8th grader today, to all the running backs and the receivers. Everybody had a hand in this victory. Going to the defensive line, their interior defensive line was absolutely dominant today. Goshen could not penetrate them on runs up the middle. When Goshen did occasional damage, it was on the outside. But up front, those guys, those big horses, really played lights out today. I can't say enough great things about them. I also can't say enough great things about the special teams today. 7 out of 8 extra points made today. I've never seen that before at the high school level. Middletown has an advantage going into Thursday's game against Port Jervis in the kicking game. They absolutely do. That's a big advantage because that game might be decided by 5 points or less, in my opinion. I think that's going to be a rock'em sock'em, back and forth. Who has the ball last? I'm previewing it already. But anyway, the coaches had these guys ready. They didn't look forward to the Port game. They took care of their own business against Goshen. The only things I see from Middletown is they have to make sure that they tighten their safety defense up over the middle. And their offensive line, as great as it was today, they're going to have to be even better on Thursday because Port Jervis, seeing a young 8th grade quarterback, is going to be sending the kitchen early, in my opinion. They're going to test JoJo out early. If JoJo is accurate and he plays mistake-free, that's going to make the Port Jervis defense step back, opening up the run. I think Middletown next week, pass protection, I know in every game is key, but especially Thursday. They got to protect their guy, let him make plays, let the pass protection open up the passing game first, and then set up the run. If they can do that, they got a great chance of being victorious. And I'll say it on the air, Port Jervis people, bringing the bell back where it belongs.
Absolutely, and we hope to see it, Lou. definitely today was just an outstanding performance from what I saw here with you from both sides of the ball. Middletown started off just showing straight domination with a shutout first half. It continued in the second half. You know, we talked about it. There were garbage points. You know, if you want to call it that, garbage time points or what have you. It was on the second unit, but still, you know, Goshen did show some resolve later on in the game. They have a two-quarterback situation that we feel like we figured out for them.
Absolutely.
Already, you know, we figured that out.
No doubt.
Today, you know, the sun shines on the Middy Bears, and as it should. They came in, you know, they have so many upperclassmen. They have, it's the upperclassmen, it's the experience and leadership we spoke about before the game. Everything was just showing out here on the field.
Yeah, they were prepared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, DJ. They were prepared. They were prepared in every aspect today. They were absolutely ready. They were.
And you know what? We expect to see it next week. Like you said, we are going to be traveling down 84 West. We're going to be going to enemy territory, as we call it, even though we still are great community partners and, you know, we exhibit the sportsmanship. It's still enemy territory. This is the Bell game. There's no love lost. There's no friends. You know about it from being in this community, being a part of this for so many years. So I look forward to next week. It's going to be a strong showing by a strong Port Jervis team. They're no slouch. They're coming back with a deck full of seniors, too, as they are. And you know what? They have a lot of great players. They have an awesome run game, too. It's going to be power versus power. We're going to see those offensive lines, and it's like the steaming locomotives coming at each other. Who's going to budge first? It's going to be an awesome game this Thursday.
You touched upon Port Jervis's offense. They are very explosive, and they can make big plays very quickly, just like Middletown's can. That's why I really think this game is going to be decided like last 2 minutes. I really do. I think whoever has the ball last is winning this thing on Thursday.
And that would be an excellent matchup. We saw that 2 years ago, the last time we were in Port Jervis, where Middletown retained the Bell last year. Of course, we lost it to Port coming here. They won that game handedly, especially down the stretch in the second half. So Middletown they have a bone to pick with them. They got a lot of moxie, and this game showed today that they're not scared of Port Jervis this year. They're coming in, they're going to bring the thunder. I can't wait to see what these 22 leaders, these seniors are going to do next week. I feel like it's going to be just as explosive as this week, but we'll see what that Port defense brings, and I can't wait. It's going to be I can't wait to be with you again, Lou.
Amen. Absolutely. This was so much fun today, and I'm just looking forward to Thursday and the rest of this year. Middletown football is just so well and back, and so Port down the road there and on 84, like you said. It's going to be a great matchup, and I'm just hoping both teams can stay healthy between now and Thursday and the rest of the year, because it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
It's a great time when these guys get together.
Before we get out of here, we do want to say a special happy birthday shout out to Coach Strenfield's son, who is 10 years old. Happy birthday to you. Coach Strenfield was setting up for the birthday party all day yesterday. We spoke about it late last night. He says, we talked late after 8 o'clock. He said, hey, listen, I've been setting up birthday decorations, so go ahead and enjoy it, Coach. Congratulations to you, to your wonderful staff, and to these amazing players. 55-28 over the Goshen Gladiators here. Week 1, a huge win for these Middy Bears, and we are happy that you guys joined us. We can't wait to have you for the remainder of the season. Hopefully Middletown just keeps up this roaring win streak. Hopefully I won't be talking as fast. My nerves will calm down too in game 2, but I love being back here.
You did awesome. Oh, my God.
It was great being with you.
And for a first game, man, I feel like we've called 50 of them. You made it so much fun.
Excellent time.
So much fun, DJ. Yo, to be continued. We're going to have a great year, man. This was an awesome start.
And this was the start of it. 55-28 here at Fowler Field. You guys heard it. Hopefully you will come out to Port Jervis, show your support. Wear your blue and white. Support your Middy Bears. We are going into the Dragon's Den there. We are going to fight these guys and bring the Bell back to Middletown next week. And that's going to be it for us today. Thank you very much to the legend, Lou Masci, for joining me, to our guy, Gavin Burt, and the rest of our engineers in the studio today. Thank you. I'm DJ McPhereson. Middletown, Middy Bears, 55-28 over Goshen. We will see you next week in Port Jervis for the Bell game. Have a great weekend, and God bless America.